Michael, I can't do the well this week. I can't scream or anything. I'll just end up coughing.
Did you want me to try?
Do you want to try it? Do you want to do the thing? Do you want to do it? You haven't done it. You want to try it?
No, I haven't. So
okay, go for it.
Well, welcome to the RageSelect podcast, everybody.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, is that good?
Yeah.
Cool.
What's anything you have to keep going?
I have to keep going?
Right here on RageSelect.
Yes, right here on RageSelect. It's me, Mike.
And I'm Jeff. Hey, look at that. See, this is just a trick.
Yes.
Is I'm going to get you to do it, and then every week I'm going to get you to do more and more of it until I just fade into the bushes like Homer.
Is this how curses get passed down to people?
Fuck no. This is way too much work for a curse. Anyway, I'm sick this week, so I'm going to try my best, but you might hear some clacking of a Ricola cough drop. You might hear a little bit of coughing out to the side. I'm under that really horrible point where I feel fine, and I'm not even like hacking and coughing. It's just every so often I have to cough, but I have to cough as hard as I fucking can. Like, it's not just like, it has to be like a...
No, yeah, whenever I hate that time frame because, yeah, you'll just be having a conversation like that,
yeah,
and everybody looks at you like you started dying within 5 seconds.
Yep.
And then are confused when you switch back.
You have to try to cough. You have to like put your whole fucking ass into it and just blah.
And it tires you out more than tiny coughs.
But I think it's going to be okay. We're not building a building. We're just talking about video games. So I think it'll be all right. Yeah, we got a weird week. We got the Skulls. It's time once again for the Skulls. We're almost to the Summer Game Fest season, and that means that we've got a few of these like early prequel preview things. So Warhammer Skulls happen. But before we get to that, Michael, they put the Super Mario Galaxy movie on VOD this week, and I watched it.
So I've heard that the term movie, it should be in quotes.
So I would be shocked at how crappy the writing was if I hadn't have already made this exact complaint many times in the past.
Did you end up watching the first one after all?
Oh yeah, I watched it. The first one was fine, but the issue that I had with the first one was I felt it was a little too fast.
Yes, it is very too fast.
Going at light speed. This one was. Everybody's heard me say this before, but I'm going to bring it back up. Okay, there were some fun action scenes. There's some interesting interactions between the characters. Going to space, for Rosalina and all that stuff. That was kind of interesting. They did all the setup and none of the payoff. It was one of the things where there's 4 different storylines. Like Yoshi shows up at the very beginning. Hey, here's Yoshi. Where's he from? I don't know. Does he want anything? I don't know. Is he just your best friend now? Yeah. And are we ever going to learn anything about Yoshi? Nah, that's all right. Or
that's crazy.
Here's another one. This is it. I'll leave the big plot elements, quote, on the floor. But there's a subplot about Mario, he likes Peach. I mean, he's nervous about it. He's nervous. He doesn't want to. He's like, I don't know if I'm good enough for Peach. And so, at one point, he says that out loud, and Luigi and Yoshi are like, "No, Mario, you're great.
You should believe in yourself."
And at the very end of the movie, the very, very end of the movie, she kisses him on the cheek one time. He goes wahoo. He jumps and he does a thing. And that was that entire subplot.
He doesn't even get a cake. That's ridiculous.
Nothing happens. He doesn't say, "Oh, Peach, I really like you," and then she's like, "Well, I like you too," and royalty doesn't mean anything, and blah blah blah. He doesn't work up his courage to do anything. It just doesn't go anywhere.
Nothing happens.
It's just he's nervous, and then somebody says a nice thing to him, and then Peach kisses him on the cheek, and then that's it. And I'm like, there is a big hole in this plot line that you are missing. There is a scene that happens after Luigi says you're a nice guy, and before she kisses him on the cheek that goes in this movie. And for every plot line, I will tell you one off the microphone. There's a thing with Bowser and his son. Mind-boggling. Fucking mind-boggling. They set this whole thing up, and then about halfway through the movie, it just falls out of the movie. And you're just like, oh, well, why did I do any of that if this? But wait a minute. What? So anyway, it was.
Tell me about Fox, though. You guys can't see it, but Jeff looked like he was just told to murder a child.
All right, you know what? You can skip forward by 30 seconds if you don't want to hear this. So the Fox thing was Fox McCloud shows up and he says, "Oh, I was in my own dimension fighting against the Star Fox guys," and then like a big explosion happened. I came to this dimension. Now I'm like a bounty hunter for hire, trying to figure out a way to get home. And at the end of the movie, he's like, "Rosalina gave me energy, so now I'm going home. Goodbye." And I was like, what? And like he doesn't know that this is an outcome that can happen. It's just they go to him and they're like, "We need a ride to the Bowser planet for the climactic third act of the movie." And he's like, "Okay, guys, get in. Let's go to the Bowser planet." And the end is like, "I guess my story's done. Goodbye. I'm going back to my home world. Goodbye forever."
So
like,
Fox, it's literally Fox returned to his home planet is what happens.
I mean, yeah. And I'm like, but what? Like, wait, what? Did he want to go? He said he wanted to. Did he know that
I doubt he
doing
knew.
this was going to do it?
I doubt he knew.
How does Rosalina's powers give her the ability to transmit Fox's to other dimensions? Is that
Reasons, Jeff.
Is that one of her powers? I didn't play
Reasons.
Super Mario Galaxy, so
If any of you watched Pitch Meeting, the pitch meeting for this movie is hilarious.
the only thing I really liked about the movie was there was an incredibly inappropriate joke at the end where that like really emo not emo, that really like terrifying blue star guy.
I'd call it kind of emo, yeah.
Comes in and he's like the
Pessimistic.
warden of a prison, and the stuff that he says is like, Jesus. Like, I was like, good Lord. This is a movie for children, right? Like,
I'm happy that's still happening because he was like that in the first one. Like he was real weird.
it's like triple what it was in the
triple
first
in
one.
that? That's
Yeah.
fucking wild.
So anyway, I don't know. I hated it. I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of the first one, but I was like, I was watching it. I'm just like, I mean, if somebody like shining a strobe light in your eyes and going, woo, gets you excited, that's great. But then you like think about it for 2 seconds and it's just like, guys, you had all of the pieces to make a salad here, and you were like, but what if there was no dressing? And I was like, but no, the dressing is what turns it from a bowl of vegetables to a salad, man. Like, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah, I haven't met anyone who's watched the movie and actually liked it.
Yeah.
Like anybody. Like
Yeah.
I've seen many of my friends post about it. Every reviewer I know who watched it hated it. And the pitch meeting, like again, I said was hilarious because even the pitch meeting, they're like, "So tell me about the plot of it." The what? You mean the references?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of that.
I mean, the thing is that they're like, there is a plot, but it's weirdly stupid. Like, if you really boil it down and you strip everything out, it's like, oh, that's dumb. Like, that was really fucking dumb.
Because as fast as the first one was, you can understand how you get from point A to point C, basically.
Yeah.
And I've heard nothing about that in this.
I mean, like, Yoshi shows up in the very beginning of the movie. He's like the first thing that happens in the movie is Yoshi shows up, and he's just there for the rest of the movie. And like, he's just our best friend. He goes with us wherever we want to. He throws his life in danger whenever we want to. He lets Mario and Luigi ride on his back.
That's so weird.
And it's like, but wait a minute, I just met this fucking dinosaur. Like, what is the? Can we not have just a scene? Oh man, when I was a kid, I loved dinosaurs so much. I can't believe I get to have my own dinosaur. Like, if they had a line like that, it would have explained both that and the scene from the trailer.
Why Mario's cool with it, type of thing.
Why there's another dinosaur in the game, and it would have been like, oh, that explains the thing. Or why maybe they both were into dinosaurs when they were kids, and we have a flashback, or they just say it.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't. And I'm like, bitch, I'm not talking about rewriting the fourth act or anything. Like, I'm talking about inserting like one scene, 2, 3 scenes, 5 lines of dialogue maybe, and like this movie would have been 60% better than it was.
Well, that's the thing, is everything you said reminds me of the thing that I've heard the plot of being compared to is Mortal Kombat Annihilation's plot.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, you're introducing characters, you're not telling me who these characters are, they just sort of do something and then fuck off.
Yeah.
Or they do something and I'm never told what anything about them is.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Like, you just, either you played these games, you know who these characters are, or you just are told to go fuck yourself. Here's Yoshi.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the thing is that the first movie, like I said, it wasn't my cup of tea, but it did have a plot.
Yeah,
Plumbers
it's okay.
from Brooklyn find the Mushroom Kingdom. Oh, it's a you know, Mario thinks he's hot shit, but he's humbled before this new world. He's got to learn what's going. Maybe he likes the princess. And here comes Bowser, and he's got his own thing. Blah, blah, blah. You know, there was a thing. And then they get the star, and he wants to come back to the world. They get the star, and they hit him, and they rescue him, blah, blah, blah. Right. And this one, I was just like, what the fucking fuck? Like, my brain, I had a really hard time watching it. Like, my brain just kept going like,
That's also what I've heard.
There's email right over here that you could be reading instead of watching this pile of hypercolor horseshit. Anyway,
that's awful.
I could go on for another fucking 2.5 hours. Michael, what you got for me before we jump into the Skulls?
The new Absolute series started Absolute Green Arrow a couple days ago. Actually yesterday, considering.
Does his bow have like 40 strings on it and he shoots like 600 arrows at once?
No, they're two swords stuck together that you can fire bows that every arrow is poisoned.
Great.
Oh, and he also looks like an undead demon dude.
That sounds great. That all sounds wonderful.
Oliver Queen, because in Absolute Evil, Oliver Queen is murdered before he can become a Green Arrow, and so what happens is that like he was going to go after what people jokingly call him Absolute Epstein, because that's what he's talking about, is something like that before he's murdered.
Okay.
And so after he's killed, the guy who he was going to go after is as well as a bunch of other random billionaires are killed suspiciously by somebody, and it turns out it's this guy in a Green Arrow outfit, but he's got a demon mask looking thing.
Yeah.
And while this is happening, Dinah Lance, who is an ex-MMA fighter who's quit to make money for her dad's medical bills, is a bodyguard.
Sure, yeah.
Who's hired to protect another billionaire because she knew Oliver Queen,
right,
and the guy who was murdered before. And they think like maybe you can help us out in some weird way.
No, this all makes sense. I'm not laughing. You're laughing.
They break into his what was supposed to be the Arrow Cave before he was murdered by Absolute Hawkman. And the guy she was hired to protect is murdered. The guy who hired her loses his hand. And they finally break into the place that they're trying to break into, and they find all this mysterious stuff inside of it. And I am super loving this thing because it's just like, what if somebody was just murdering corrupt billionaires brutally, by the way? Because the way they describe it, they're like, well, this isn't like a swashbuckling story. This is a slasher story.
Okay. All right.
Their explanation for what Absolute Green Arrow is. Okay. And I love it.
He's got a lot of straps. He's got a lot of straps on his outfit.
A lot of straps
and swords and demon masks.
It's pretty rad so far.
Yep. I like the idea that the whole Absolute universe is like, remember all that shit that we made fun of in the 90s that was over the top and garbage? What if we just did that with a straight face? Like, what if
that really is what it
actually did that? And we were like, actually, it turns out Rob Liefeld was a genius. Rob Liefeld was an absolute genius.
Well, no, it turns out if Rob Liefeld could actually draw correctly, people would have been cool with it.
Or write correctly.
Or write correctly, yes. It's both of them, really.
Yes.
If Rob Liefeld was a different person entirely.
Right. Well, I'm glad that the Absolute universe continues to be just as psychotic as
it's great.
Every time you come in here to tell me about a new thing, it's like, well, that's fucking crazy.
Surprisingly enough, Absolute Superman is one of the more calmer ones out of all of them so far.
Yeah.
Also, the other running gag is still happening, where there's a running gag within the Absolute Universe fans, which is that there's a lot of toxic Yuri in it.
Okay.
Which is just like, there's a shit ton of lesbians who have a shit ton of personal problems with each other all the time.
Okay.
Happening at all times.
All right.
And then it happened again in Absolute Flash. And so everybody's just like, look, Darkseid really loves lesbians. So in Darkseid's universe, everyone's a lesbian.
All right.
Except for Lois, of all people.
Well.
The Absolute Universe is bonkers, guys. Read it.
That's fucking nuts. Okay. Skulls. There was a lot of stuff in Skulls. I'm doing the thing. First off, I just want everybody to know this. I had to work really hard on this because I watched all these things and I'm like, I think you guys made a mistake and announced the same game 15 times because it all just looks like the fucking same game.
Were they all farming ones?
What's that?
Were they all farming ones?
The farming 40K games. No, I mean, like, there was just, I don't know how to tell the difference between. Well, like, okay, so I had to go look it up. And I was like, oh, this one is a tactics RPG. This one is a just tactics game.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was an RPG tactic game.
This one is a real-time strategy game. This one is the Total War real-time tactical strategy.
Oh yeah, that all sounds like the
same
same thing.
So anyway, I cut out a lot of this because I didn't want us to get too hung up on this. So I got
fair,
the best 9 out of the group. So we're gonna go over those, and then we got the rest of the news. So first off, we had Warhammer 40K. No, wait, this is the last one. No, Michael, don't stop. Don't look at that yet. First up, Warhammer 40K Dark Heresy. So Dark Heresy is by Owlcat Games. They did they did the Rogue Trader game.
Yeah.
As well as a few other
I
things.
know that name, yeah.
So what this is it is a it's an RPG where you're playing as a group of inquisitors that is trying to find the heresy and root it out.
Oh.
And so it's like you have RPG story mechanics where you're doing stuff and you're looking around and you're trying to root out the chaos. And then there's tactics battles. So it's like, if you think of kind of like Road Trader, I would say.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. So it's different because they're also making that Expanse game. And they made that Pathfinder game that people really like that's kind of like a D&D game.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
So anyway.
Because we talked about it on the show for people who are curious.
Yeah. So I couldn't glean very much more out of this. Like, I'm not even sure who some of these enemies are, but I do think it's an interesting idea of having you be like in so many of the Warhammer games that I've played, the Inquisition is like, on your side, but you don't want them to show up type of thing.
Yeah.
Because they tend to fuck everything up once they get involved.
Like usual Inquisitions.
Yeah. So
There's never been a nice Inquisition, if people are curious.
Yeah. The idea of playing on the side of the fanatical, devout Warhammer priests is kind of an interesting idea.
Yeah, it's the thing is everything is always space Marines or orc related or something.
Yeah.
There's never the other factions are rarely ever represented.
There's actually a lot more in this one. Like we were not going to get to it, but one of the what was that Dark Tide? The PvE game.
Yeah.
They announced a new class for it. They're called the Skitari, and the Skitari are like the tech priest Marines.
Oh,
so not the Space Marines, but like the tech priest side of the guys with little skulls.
That thing.
They worship the Omnissiah.
Okay,
they're like the tech. They're like the nerds, but they have their own Space Marines that are like nerd Marines.
I kind of love that idea.
So.
But yeah, there's a beta for this, is what it is.
There's an open beta that's out now. No full-on release date, but there is a beta. I'm sure that the beta actually is a by the Founders Pack, because that's what Owlcat did with Expanse as well.
It's funny, the symbol keeps makes me think it's a sequel to something.
Right.
But it's just like an eye.
Yeah, it's just a big one behind Dark Heresy. It's like, well, we've got 40 of these like laid out. So
it's like that's
the
kind of
second
weird.
one, we could put 2 back there. But it still looks good. I mean, the graphics look good, and the presentation is great. It's pretty easy to make Warhammer these days. It's not like you have a million examples out there.
Warhammer has only expanded more and more in the public eye, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah,
considering.
Next up, Warhammer Speed Freaks is out on console. This is just an announcement that it's out on the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. Warhammer Speed Freaks is the orc twisted metal racing combat game.
I kind of love that idea.
Where it's just a bunch of the orcs doing stupid, with stupid orc mobiles that have a bunch of thrusters and shit tacked on the side.
Somebody's like, look, I'll make my own twisted metal.
Yep.
Thank you. But they're also really into Warhammer.
Yeah, there's one type of vehicle in here that's called like truck, and then parentheses like with a bunch of boys on it or something like. So it's pretty fun. I don't know.
It looks great.
It's been on the PC for a while, but they're putting it on the console. They also have a level editor. They have some different types of modes. They have one mode where there's these giant walkers that are racing, that are basically slowly walking towards the finish line, and you have to protect yours and attack the other one. So
what a great fucking idea for a game.
Yeah. And they did a good job. I mean, it looks really nice. Like, I like the way that all the little guys look like miniatures as opposed to being ultra realistic.
It's much funner that way.
Yeah. So,
and it does remind me of like old Twisted Metal when you had Grim as the only like fucking dude. Yeah, he just looked like a toy attached to a car. Kind of love that.
So yeah, that's out now on consoles. So if you've been waiting, you can go grab it right now.
Yeah, you guys should all play this if you really keep asking for more Twisted Metal.
Let's see, Warhammer 40K Mechanicus 2 launch trailer. This came out this week.
I feel like we watched the trailer for this at one point, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. So this is a strategy game, but also like a high-level tactics game. So like you're moving armies around on like a global map, and then you're doing these little individual battles with a kind of a simple turn-based tactics kind of overlay. This one is interesting because this one is, again, the Adeptus Mechanicus versus Necrons. So it's no Space Marines. It's just the Mechanicus guys and then the Necrons fighting over a planet.
Yeah, they've been branching into more of the other. I feel like they did that more probably as a mandate originally, because they need to start selling more of these other different faction figure sets, and they really need to get them out there more.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad idea again.
I mean, it's a big ass universe with a lot of factions. You might as well, not everything. That's why I got mad for a little while. Of like, I liked Space Marines, but do they always have to be fighting fucking Chaos and Orcs? Like, there are also Talon, Eldar, and Gene Stealers and stuff. So
yeah, that's always been the thing about Warhammer stuff outside of its own like thing. It's like the way comics are.
Yeah.
You're like, look, I'm tired of having the Joker again.
It's the Joker.
Fucking, there's other fucking villains, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy that that's something that like they have noticed, or maybe the devs themselves are the ones being like they're excited about it, going, look, this is my favorite thing. Can we please do this?
Yeah. It's also got the dwarves, space dwarves. So that's pretty cool. There's also a sequel. I'm not sure how much it ties in the first one. What I did find interesting about this presentation is everything in here, Michael, looks great.
Yeah.
Like they all look good. None of them look cheap or shitty.
Well, they're all smart enough to not overdo the realisticness of some of their models.
Yes.
Because a lot of the ones that we run into where they become shitty or they feel cheap is they overdid it somewhere and didn't have the budget to do it great in the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these games are like really far away camera-wise.
Yes.
So there's no reason to have, super realistic teeth. You know what I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah,
audience.
Yeah.
But so it's just, this is what we're at, which I'm happy with that with Warhammer.
And then let's see, here's some specifically for you and me. Warhammer Survivors got a new trailer. This is I guess we're calling this Bullet Heaven now.
Yeah, that's the term they're giving them now, which is a great term, to be honest.
Yep. With a bunch of different characters. There's still no full-on release date, but there is a demo out for it right now. I'm in the pocket for any Vampire Survivor style game you want to give me. I will play all of them.
You love those games. I really do. I'm about 50-50 because I'm bad at them.
Yeah.
I've just never been good at these games. I've tried desperately, and I'm just terrible at it.
But this one looks, this one is being made with Ponkel looking over their shoulder, so I'm sure this one will be closer to Vampire Survivors than some of the other ones. But
yeah, it looks pretty good so far.
Looks great. And they're
on mobile as well.
Oh, and then they're also going to launch it on mobile. So,
which is a great place to play this one.
And then for you, Michael, Warhammer 40K Bolt Gun 2.
Yes.
Big demo out. I didn't mention it, but the Skulls Showcase was, and I'm going to use my quotey fingers here again, hosted by Alana Pierce.
Yes. For people who don't know, Alana is an old school. She used to work for IGN many years ago.
Yeah.
She eventually ended up working for the devs for God of War as a writer for a while, and then she became more and more of a personality, I guess.
Yeah.
And she has since dyed her hair, changed her tag to a more professional type thing, and she now is like in charge of a bunch of movie stuff too at some point as well. There's a lot going on in it with her.
She's doing the voice for the lady character in Bolt Gun 2.
And my favorite thing about that is the person who does the voice for the main character for Bolt Gun is her current boyfriend.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there you go.
So it's a game with a couple in it, technically.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This looks an awful lot like a lot more Bolt Gun, Michael. I'm just going to say you played more Bolt Gun than I did.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I beat the entire thing, including its DLC. This being more of that, it just makes me happy.
Yeah.
And them having a new character as well with a different sort of set of stuff means that I could play this game in two different ways.
Hey.
And I really like the idea of this. This is the funniest thing about these games. I don't know a lot about Warhammer.
Yeah.
But I really like the aesthetic of the Space Marines as well as just the way Bolt Gun
I like
was.
big dudes doing violence to shit.
Yeah.
Exploding guys.
I also love a game that gives you a taunt button.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, so I use it a lot. I used it a lot, so I'm going to do the same thing probably in here.
Okay.
So I'm very, very excited. And then there's a demo out for it on Steam right now.
Yep.
So go ahead. You guys go ahead and play that, and I'll wait for the full one.
Let's see. Not anything specific. There was an announcement. Helldivers 2 and Warhammer 40K are doing a crossover. This, of course, makes perfect fucking sense.
It makes all the sense.
Like having big Warhammer armor for Helldivers 2, it makes as much sense as the Halo crossover. So
the most hilarious thing is that they have two different ideologies at the same time. Because one of them is super into democracy,
right,
and the other one's super into an emperor.
Well, sort of. Like you can make the case that Super Earth, the democracy, it's managed democracy.
Well, that's the thing.
It's not actual democracy.
I never said it was a real democracy. I just mean the fact that one of them saying for democracy and the other one saying for the emperor is hilarious to me.
Yeah, the way the Helldivers talk about democracy, they might as well be talking about the Lord.
They might as well be talking about for the emperor and everything.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, when I heard about this, I was like, yeah, why not? This is a great idea.
Great.
Like if anything, I hope they sell these for the normal Warhammer sets, because that would be fun to see people having.
I guess the only question I have is, do you think they're going to let you do the full Space Marine bulky armor?
If it's a heavy armor, that'll probably be at most that bulky version.
Okay.
Because the heavy armor's already kind of bulky to begin with.
Okay.
And they make you slow and stuff. So, but it probably won't be as like huge, if that makes sense.
I wonder if they'll do the. I wonder if they'll have a Terminator skin for one of the mechs.
God, that would be great. I wouldn't be surprised if because they didn't show any what they have so far. So I'm very curious to see what this is, what it all end up being, and I'm curious if what weapons, because there are actual melee weapons now. Yeah. Since they've came out with it, so there's swords and stuff. So maybe you'll have like a chainsaw sword as an option.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So we'll see what happens.
Let's see, and then we got a full-on Dawn of War 4 release date. Do I have the wrong video for this? I think I have the right video for this.
Yeah, it says Dawn of War.
Yeah, but there were two. One of them was like a crossover video, but
that's the crossover one that you're looking at.
No, I think this is the right one. But anyway, Dawn of War 4 has a release date. That's something that we haven't seen yet.
Dawn of War, again, like Jeff said, Dawn of War 4 not to be confused with the other one we're going to talk about.
Dawn of War 4, which is the latest in the RTS franchise that is now looking a lot like Total War, but is not.
Yes.
But is not. It is not. So, yeah, September 17th is when that's going to come out. They also have a roadmap for more stuff they're going to put out. I don't know. I think, what was it? Was it Dawn of War 3? I don't think I played that one because it was more Total War-ish, and I like more like StarCraft.
Because we played 2 on the channel because there was like a re-release or something, right?
I don't know. 2 had a like 2. Oh wait, this is absolutely the wrong fucking trailer. Yeah,
this was the crossover one.
This is the crossover. Is it this one? No, I think it's the same thing that I just looked at. No. So then wait, what's this? Did I just get everything moved in the wrong direction? Sorry, everybody. Sorry. That's the same fucking trailer. All right. right.
I'm sure if you just click on there, it'll just give it to you.
Dawn of War 4. Just type that in and fucking look for it. Dawn of War 4 release date, post launch. There we go.
There it is.
Anyway, well, Dawn of War 2, I think, was where they went to it was like a squad combat thing. It was like small squad.
Yeah.
And then the third one, I think, was even bigger, but I don't think that my computer could really run it when it came out.
I wouldn't be surprised. These games takes a lot of CPU power and stuff.
Yeah, the more detailed they get, the more it's like you got to have the beefy beeferson in order to get this thing running.
Yeah, because it's a lot of things on the screen at once.
Yeah. Which is interesting because it's like the exact opposite of the second one.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. Yeah, I really liked the original Dawn of War. I used to just play it. I eventually had to uninstall it because I played it so much. So maybe I'll give this one a shot and see how it goes. So yeah, September 17th is when that comes out, and then like I said, there's a roadmap for a bunch of other stuff that they're going to be adding in that you can check out over the next year. Different map packs and different factions and things like that. So, yeah. And then we also had the Total War Warhammer 40K, which is the stupidest fucking name of all time. Should be called Total Warhammer 40K.
It was, yeah. Everybody was like, "Come on, guys!" It was right fucking there.
I know it's your branding. I know it's your brand and fucking shit, but it still sounds stupid to say Total War Warhammer.
Yeah.
You say War. You don't want to say War when you're talking about a game.
It would have made more sense for it to be Warhammer 4000 Total War instead. But if you really wanted to keep Total War in there,
it's just right there, man. You take that one war out there, and it's Total Warhammer 40K. That's great. That's great.
Or just call it Total War 40K, and people would have been fine with it.
Yep. This is just like a radio transmission talking about how there's a planet and they've got to hold it at all costs, and there's a bunch of Xenos and you got to exterminate them, and that's pretty much all that it is.
This is why they would get along with Super Earth, is all I'm saying, because the fact that they're just like, look, we just got to throw as many guys at this thing as possible.
Yep. So, no further information outside of that. It's just a tease.
Yeah. And we know this was coming out either way. So
yeah, it had been announced before.
This isn't like a big reveal.
And then last but not least, this was a weird one for me, Michael. Warhammer 40K Chaos Gate Death Watch. So
what does that mean?
Okay.
Is this like an Overwatch spinoff? I'm just kidding.
No. So this is you might have actually noticed that none of the games that we've talked about have been a pure just turn-based strategy game.
Yes.
They've either been an RPG, they've been real time, or they've been like something on top of that. This is a sequel to a game that you and I have played. This is a sequel to Warhammer 40K Chaos Gate Demon Hunters.
Oh, that's right.
Where you had the little squad and we were fighting the Chaos guys.
Yeah.
It was a turn-based thing.
I remember that.
So
yeah, that
this
was really
is
cool.
This is that. This is the announcement of a sequel to that. And it's like, oh, okay, I get it. A little something for it. So you can see, when I got to the end of this, you could see why I had to make a new column in my spreadsheet that said, what the fuck kind of game is this? Because they're all got Space Marines and orcs and shit. They all look exactly the same, but they're like 8 different games that I've talked about. But this, I think, looks great.
This looks like a lot of fun. And I remember I was really liking the last Chaos Gate.
Yeah, we played, I think we only played one episode of it, but we were really impressed with what we saw.
I was very impressed with it.
So yeah, and that doesn't have a release date or anything. It's just kind of on the horizon.
I wonder if Henry Cavill plays all of these, by the way.
Actually, you know what? There was one more.
He's not up to anything, right?
Oh yeah, we got a little bit of time. There's one more in here. It was called Age of Sigmar Deathmaster, and so this is what the fuck? Fucking stop it!
People can't see this, but it's kind of hilarious to see.
My browser will not obey my commands. I will not have this.
Do as I command. Scream.
This one is interesting because there's it's a bunch of talking and chittering and stuff. And I don't know if this is actual 40K or if this is just regular Warhammer, but it's the rat guys. They're in Vermintide. It's like a 2D side-scrolling game where you play as one of them, and they have a really brief shot of basically kind of a 2D really brutal execution by one rat guy on another rat guy.
Yeah.
Like,
what the fuck?
so I would be interested in checking out the rat guy murder game. Is all I have to say. So
Yeah, it looks like it's supposed to be normal Warhammer because usually because the 40K always has the 40K branding.
Yes,
but then it's very rare to see the normal Warhammer.
And everything else on here was 40K. Everything else was 40K.
Says 40K on it.
So
that's very interesting to me.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. We've got about 10 minutes. Let's see how much of this we can get through. So, controversy.
Okay.
Speaking of violence, last week Subnautica 2 came out. And I don't know if you've been following this, Michael, but Subnautica 2 has a bunch of shitty fucking fish in it that like to fuck you up.
Oh God!
There's like a hammerhead guy that likes to bash into you, likes to bash into your little thingy. There's these stingy needle guys that shoot needle things at you. There's like electric guys that'll attack you, and so then we all went to go play Subnautica 2, and it was like, well, how do I kill them? How do I fucking kill them so that they'll get away from me? And that's the neat part. You don't.
Oh, Jesus.
Instead of a knife, which was the first thing you made in Subnautica 1, you make a hammer. And then you get a thing called impact, like there's an impact hammer basically that gets powered up. And if you've got like these flares that you can throw to like distract them and make them go towards the flare while you do something else. Otherwise, they'll just fucking harass you.
Yeah.
And so people went onto the Discord. They were like, devs, like, I impact hammer these fucking fish right in the face, and they fly off, and they just turn around and come right back and fuck me up. They don't leave or anything.
Yeah.
And they were like, how can I get rid of these motherfuckers? And the response, I shit you not, from the devs was, this isn't a game about killing things. If you want to do that, go play Sons of the Forest.
Oh, is that what that was? I heard about that. Is that
That's
what that was about?
Yes.
Then don't make fucking violent fish, you asshole.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
So, yeah. So I think that there's a little bit of like, when I read between the lines of this, I think there's a little bit of like, oh, we didn't let anybody from the outside play this game, type of thing. Because one of the things that they said was they were like, well, we were really surprised. I can see if I can find the quote. Now, like, let me just say that they're reworking this.
Because I've never been a fan of games that are like, here is violent things in the game, but you're not allowed to do anything to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Never been a fan of that sort of thing.
So, here's one where they were talking about, here's a quote. I think what surprised us about a lot of this are where people chose to build. Many, many more people than we ever saw in playtests have chosen to build sites very close to predators or hammerheads, whereas most of us chose to put our bases away from these. Sorry, it was anticipated to a degree, but I don't think we thought people would build by wolves and then be as vocal about being bit by wolves afterwards. It's like, yo, man, like I gotta tell you that some of the most interesting open real estate that's close to the pod that you start in is right near predators. Like, I built my base and it's right near a bunch of hammerheads, and so every time I take my sub out, they start fucking slamming it around like fucking Night at the Roxbury, and I'm like, get the fuck off me. Now,
that's more on them not fucking understanding what they've done.
Yes. Now, I will say that I think that the community is getting a little bit balls about this, because they're like, I didn't get killed by a single fucking fish while I was trying. I mean, they would smack me around.
It just was annoying.
It was just a little bit annoying. Yeah. But they were like, I can't even do any of the objectives. And I'm like, you're fucking bad at video games. I don't know what to tell you.
That might be true, to be honest.
But they issued a statement saying that they're going to be working on like kind of reducing the aggro range, because that's the other thing, is there have been a few times where I'm like, okay, all right, fucking, you live here, I get it. And then I go back to my base, and then I'm like trying to go in, and I get hit again. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like a mile away. You followed me all the way back here, and now it's just hanging around outside my base forever. And I'm like, okay. They also want the flares to be actually worth a damn, where if you use them, it doesn't just distract them for 15 seconds before they come back to attack you. And I'm like, yeah.
That's the problem with something like that, is if you have aggressive enemies, you can't just have like small band-aids especially if the point of the game is not, like they said, something that lets you just murder the fish.
Yes.
Type of thing. It's like, because I get when there's games that are like horror games where that's not the point. You know,
Yes.
stuff like the Amnesia games or even Lethal Company up to a point.
Yes.
Like that, I understand. But if you were playing a game that's supposed to be a calming, little charming adventure, you shouldn't have super aggro things and not an ability to get rid of them. In like at least like in a nicer way if you don't want them to be killed.
Also, it should be pointed out that, like, you know, when you first start the game and you are starving to death and you need food and water, you grab the fish out of the ocean with the grab stuff button, and then you go into your base and you open up the fabricator and you choose cooked fish, and then the lasers go on the fish and then you get cooked fish. So it's not like you're not fucking killing anything.
No.
Like until you figure out a better way to make water, there are these little water slugs that have these big ass cartoon eyes that are always looking at you like, why? And like the only way you can keep from fucking dehydrating to death is to gather up a bag of these things and just shove them into the replicator to get fucking Aquafina out the other side. So yeah,
At least the stun gun, something.
Also, there's a part in the early game where you have to travel from the opening area to a new area, and in between the two of them, there is a Leviathan-ish creature, and there is no way to fucking. You just gotta try to get away from it, and like. Once I got to the other side, I started doing an upgrade path to the other side. Like an hour or two later, there was an upgrade module for the submarine that you have that's like make less noise so you don't attract attention. And I was like, well, that would have been nice like fucking 5 hours ago.
Yeah.
I had to go back and forth across this guy's area just crossing my fingers or just sitting on the surface of the ocean.
Yeah.
Which is like, what the fuck is the point?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
well, that's the thing. This is an early access as hell game.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to be like, look, like this is just an unfinished game, but you should listen to the people who are playing it now.
Yes.
So when the casual people do show up, they're not immediately quitting your game.
Yes.
So that's really what what we're at right now.
This is the reason for early access.
Yeah, this is the exact reason for it.
The big thing was that some dev in their Discord popped off at people.
They said the worst.
Like, that's stupid. You should not have done that.
The worst possible thing they could have said.
Yeah.
I hate when people do something like that because there's always one asshole who doesn't understand. Don't say things like that to
Game
people.
has sold like 2 million copies already on Steam, so fucking, and it's on Game Pass for God's sake.
Exactly. You guys need to be worried that you're going to cause an uproar of refunds.
Yep.
Some shit like that.
Let's see. We also had the news that somebody made a mod that will totally let you kill the fish in Subnautica.
I'm not surprised by that at all.
Like 4 days after the game came out, and then apparently I was reading an article here on PC Gamer, the person that tried it, like it just makes it so that when they die, the fish turn upside down.
That's pretty funny.
But they don't do anything. They just, you can't loot them or anything. They just stop being a thing.
That's hilarious.
It's actually more trouble to like try to kill fish with this fucking impact hammer.
Oh, so even if you have the ability, it's actually not a fun time.
Yeah. I don't know. I just wish there was a little bit more like anti-fish like aura pheromones that I could slather on myself
like
to
I
make
said,
fish go away.
like even a stun gun would go a long way for something like that. Like stun them for like a minute so you have enough time to get away from one.
We also got a fun story where you weren't here last week, but Subnautica 2 leaked onto the internet early, and apparently some fucking joker had a problem with the game running and went to the Discord server and asked the devs for assistance 48 hours before the game actually came out.
Oh my God.
And they were just like, well, the response was, it took some doing, but this guy self-reported, thanks for pirating a game that I spent years working on. I'm disappointed that you do that when it's kind of how we make our living. I hope you rethink your life choices. So
I remember this happened when Arkham Asylum first came out.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of people forgot about this because there are patches for this since then, or at least mod patches for this since then. Whereas if you pirated Arkham Asylum when it first came out, you could get all the way up until the very first like large glide after you get outside of the actual asylum building itself. the anti-piracy was your cape didn't work, so you just died immediately.
Yep.
And so a guy came on to the forum that Rocksteady had, being like, "Hey guys, there's something wrong with my game. I can't do the glide." They're like, "Motherfucker, one, the game hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
And two, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
So the people like self-reporting on themselves without thinking about what they're doing every fucking time.
Let's see. They also had an early access roadmap. So the first early access update is going to be quality of life, new encounters, more passive biomod slots, a sprint button.
That is kind of funny.
And then like there's going to be a second update that's got this one's more multiplayer focused, voice chat emotes, player trading, reviving and stuff. And then in the future they've got like basically just all the stuff, expand the world, new creatures, new tools, new
basically
vehicles,
like
new rise
really
stuff.
being 1.1 fully. Like although the other ones say 1.1, but that's more of an actual 1.1 future wise.
Yeah. And then just ongoing improvements for bug fixes and stuff. I gotta tell you, the thing I was most impressed on, we knew the dojos for that on Series X ran like a dream. 60 frames per second, Unreal Engine 5 looked great.
It's really why we keep calling bullshit on Crafton, because when it came out, everyone's like, no, this is pretty finished feeling compared to most early access games.
Yes.
It's just clear that's missing like specific features. And but other than that, the game apparently runs fantastically.
Absolutely. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take a break. I'm going to give my voice a little bit of a rest. We come back. We've got a lot more news left to go. So stick around, and we'll see you in just a second. And we're back! I managed to do it. I managed to do it without hacking up a log.
Your voice cracked there, though.
A little bit, yeah.
You almost lost it about halfway there.
And we got more news. There's more news. There's so much more news. First up, this is the biggest news of the week, Michael. I don't know how people could have missed this. Xbox is now Xbox.
Yeah, children cried in the streets or whatever. It's crazy.
Yeah.
People didn't know what to do.
Asha Sharma put up a poll asking people if they wanted to rebrand Xbox, capital X, lowercase B-O-X, to Xbox, capital X, capital B, capital O, capital X.
Yeah, I figured we should tell you guys what we mean.
Yes. So Xbox is now all capitals, so it's screaming at you all the time. It's an Xbox, goddammit.
Yeah,
so
everything is an Xbox, you motherfuckers, without the everything part.
Yeah. I don't know. It's funny because I feel like
maybe they'll start using that Sega chant instead of Sega. It's Xbox.
I don't know. I mean, like, I just feel this is such a low impact thing to do, right? Like,
It's also kind of random.
It's kind of random, but also Asha Sharma has been very good about like, let's do things that will make the fans of our property happy. And this is a stupid ass thing you could do that will make fans of the property happy.
All, like as we mentioned before, it's all quick things. They're things you can do within like a quick hour. Because she can't make games magically appear.
Yes.
Type of thing. So what she did was she gave it a toothpick and then called it Jackie Daytona.
Yep.
Is what happened here. So everybody knows that Xbox is from Arizona.
Yes. I did like, it was funny, the tweet from Paul Tassi who says, "I'm not writing that shit in my headlines."
That's amazing.
So, but yes, Xbox is now Xbox. We also had, this happened like late last week, leaks of a few new controllers that we're probably going to see at Microsoft's show in June. So one of them is a real little controller that's like looks like something 8-bit DO would put out.
Yeah.
This is a streaming controller. So,
and it is real tiny. What is that? Centimeters? Meters? Sorry, there's
probably,
the image has like this like ruler around it.
Yeah.
So I think it's like in centimeters or something. So that is real tiny.
This is one of those controllers that connects directly to Wi-Fi. It has Bluetooth, but it's primarily made to connect to Wi-Fi, so that instead of going through Bluetooth to a device to your cloud server, it goes through Wi-Fi directly to the cloud server. So when you're doing your controls, like your stream to the TV and the stream of controls are basically two separate things.
Oh, so it's going to be some sort of TV app, and that the controller just connects to via your Wi-Fi.
The cloud, like wherever you're streaming the cloud, you can be streaming on your Xbox, you can be streaming on your computer, you can be streaming on the TV, you can stream on your phone. But the thing is that the controller doesn't go through whatever device you're streaming; it goes directly to the internet. It's like having the controller connected to the internet instead of your Xbox.
So it's kind of the way the PlayStation Portal works when it comes to controlling it.
Sort of.
Because the Portal itself, you can just use as a controller via Wi-Fi. It doesn't actually connect to your PlayStation directly if you wanted it to.
I mean, yeah, sort of. I mean, basically, if you imagine, like, you've got the cloud computer and you've got your Xbox, and right now it's like you push up on your controller, the controller says that to Xbox, Xbox says it to the server responds back to the Xbox.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I mean. Like sort of like how the PlayStation Portal works.
Yeah, and then now the controller just goes right to the server instead of bypassing. So it's basically the lower input lag, right?
That's really cool, actually.
This has been done before. I don't remember exactly where, but it has been done before.
I think it was just when they tried doing it with.
I think Stadia did it actually.
That was the thing. It was Stadia was the one who did that because that was how they. That was their way of trying to. Because the criticism was always controller lag.
Yeah.
And Stadia was like, well, you don't actually connect to your device. It connects to whatever the server is directly.
Yes.
And it was one of their biggest claims to fame. And then nobody played it.
Yeah. I actually played that Guilt game all the way through on Stadia.
Yeah, and then luckily...
And it worked pretty good.
Luckily for them, they released it outside of that.
Yeah. Also, though, it's kind of weird, though, because the thing is, like, teeny tiny. The only thing I can imagine is they made it a smaller form factor so that you can take it with you to play on your phone.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Get a phone connection to it. Like,
yeah, if like you said, if you're doing it on your phone, that would be the best way of doing that to keep yourself from having to carry, a large case or something.
But then you have to ask yourself, like, unless the controller has 5G, you still have to be within range of a Wi-Fi network in order to get the controller connected to the server.
Well, the other thing is that like they make these really nice controllers that will hold your phone in front of you too. Yeah. So it kind of also destroys the purpose of that.
Yeah. So I don't know. We also saw the Elite 3 controller.
Interesting.
That has, like, the big thing with this is that there are 2 scroll wheels on the bottom of this controller.
What the fuck? Okay.
That apparently you can use for different things. And then there's a new pairing button on the front that lets you switch between cloud mode and local mode. Kind of the same thing.
That's fun.
And the D-pad is a new rework of the D-pad. I've never thought these Elite controllers are worth the fucking money that they want for them. So
they're like 150. They're like half the price of a console.
They're pretty pricey.
Because even the PlayStation one's because for a lot of people don't know, there's like a super PlayStation controller that's also about the same. And the buttons are on the back. They're supposed to be for like hardcore shooter gamers or something because you can make it do specific things if you program it. Yeah, I can also see a fighting game guy using it.
I think driving people use it for shifting.
That actually makes a lot of sense because even some cars have that little buttons to do that even now. I think mine actually has that, and so I could see that being like a thing. But I've never understood spending that much money on it unless that's kind of like your entire thing. And I don't mean that as a bad thing. I mean that if you yourself are a hardcore racing guy or hardcore shooting guy, I'm like, I can see a person being like, well, that's all I do anyways. Yeah. This is a great investment for that. It's worthwhile. But for me, I play everything. So it's like, I don't need a billion fucking buttons. Although sometimes I see the vision, especially when I play a game where they're like, why are there not enough buttons for this game? So I understand it, but I'm never going to spend the money on that sort of thing.
Yeah. Let's see. Xbox also has a new feedback portal called Xbox Player Voice, where people can basically give suggestions for what they would like to see out of Xbox.
I heard
forward.
About what everybody kept saying.
By far, the biggest requests are exclusives, followed by backwards compatibility, followed by make online multiplayer free to access.
Yeah, that last one's never gonna happen, my friend.
Yeah.
But the backwards compatibility would be another great one because they kind of stopped doing that entirely. And there's tons of games that people still keep asking about wanting to be able to play, especially 360 games on on current consoles because they were the only ones that were still doing it. The problem still though is you have to ask the publishers and everybody to still be able to give them access to that.
Sure.
Which is the reason why a lot of licensed games don't have that ability.
Yeah.
Which is a gigantic pain in the ass. Exclusives wise though, that's tricky now because of the fact they own Activision. I actually would rather them not do that because I would rather make sure that the Activision games aren't stuck on the Xbox.
I think that they need to do some exclusives.
Yes.
Everybody's pulling back, right?
Yeah.
Like Nintendo never went that way, but the next fucking story on the list is that Sony has basically said our single player games are no longer going to be on the PC. Like, fuck you guys.
Which honestly I get, and it's nice of them to have decided to specify single player, and so because they understand that if you put everything on PC, you keeps people from staying on that ecosystem. Whereas where Xbox doesn't need to have that though, because Microsoft is Microsoft.
Yeah,
they don't need you to stay on the Xbox, but they need you to stay within somewhere within that ecosystem.
The thing is that there was I don't remember if you were on it. There was a podcast a little while back where there was a firm that came out with like the estimated sales numbers for the PlayStation stuff that they had put on the PC, and it was fucking garbage. It was garbage, the amount that they had sold on the PC.
Yeah, there was that story where Death Stranding 2, they're like, well, we reached 2 million copies sold, but only like barely a quarter of that, not even a quarter, was from their actual PC release. And it wasn't even that, it just wasn't very impressive sounding.
I mean, the PC audience is really, 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 I mean, I'm trying to, you guys are fucking picky. Like, you're way pickier than a console audience.
And not only are they picky, but they have a lot more options.
Yeah.
They don't need, because when Spider-Man PS4 and God of War PS4 first came out, everybody bought the shit out of them. But then Spider-Man 2 came out, and God of War Ragnarok came out. Yep. And they apparently sold very little on the PC compared to what they did on console.
Yep. Even the later stuff like the Ghosts of Tsushima and Days Gone and stuff like every subsequent release basically just like cut further and further down, except for Forza. Or no,
they're not Forza, yeah.
No, the
Gran Turismo. Did that come out?
They didn't do Gran Turismo. There was another one. I may be just getting confused with the Xbox stuff. Anyway, basically, they tried this experiment, and what we're coming to find out is that like it doesn't triple your profits putting it on PC.
The only ones that worked better, which I get why they specified single player games, was Helldivers 2 and Marathon actually did fairly well.
Yes,
on the PC.
Yes,
and I think this played more predominantly at least for Marathon. Yeah, it's predominantly played.
So the big thing here is that Saros probably is not going to be there.
Yeah,
and then you're not going to see Wolverine or Intergalactic or any of those other games because they just didn't sell well enough. So
it's a shame that Wolverine won't be on there because I want to see people make the stupidest fucking mods for Wolverine. Oh my goodness.
But Tokon probably will. But Tokon probably will be on PC because it is a multiplayer game.
Yeah, I'm cool with that because if that and it's like every fighting game eventually ends up on PC no matter what. Yeah. So you might as well get your money out of it.
Yeah. Let's see. I think it was also just some reactions to this.
Just people reacting to it.
Yeah, just people reacting to the news. Speaking of Ghost of Yotai, this is interesting. Ghost of Yotai put out the Legends mode, the online multiplayer mode.
Oh yeah.
They put out the one update for it, and they're like, "And we're done," and that's it. No more.
That's a little bit surprising, but at the same time, I don't blame them.
Yeah, it was April 10th, and they said that they've got no other major content drops. They're like, we're happy to announce that we're done with this project, and we'll put out like maintenance and stuff, but we're not doing any more specific content drops for it.
It wasn't like Legends was, even for Ghost of Tsushima, Legends wasn't like blowing up.
Yeah,
the news and everything. So
I think it also just shows that Sony is deprioritizing online anything at this point.
And I think honestly that's a great idea on their part because Sony has always sold, for some reason they've always sold better at doing something that's only a single player thing than keeping up having to be like, we need everything to have multiplayer in it. And I think they finally realized it with how much their fucking multiplayer games have failed miserably.
Sony has had successes, but they've also had a string of stupid shit.
Yeah.
Fat Princess and fucking the Smash All-Stars or whatever it was called.
PlayStation All-Stars.
PlayStation All-Stars.
What a sad fucking sack of a game that was. That game actually legitimately had potential, and they're like, well, we don't want it to be Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
So what if we gave it like the worst fucking possible way to get kills in the entire fighting game franchise?
We also got, I talked about this last week, but we got an update that Marathon is going to be putting in PvE modes in June.
Oh, God. What a smart idea on their part.
They're going to have 2 different modes in their next season that starts in June 2nd. The first one is going to be a PvP Lite. So it's going to be concentrating on PvP, PvE, or PvE, but have some PvP. They haven't gone into specifics about what this is. And then in the second half of June, or is it later on, they're going to be instituting a full PvE, no PvP mode. And these are both tests. I went to the Marathon subreddit last night to see what they thought about this, and those motherfuckers are delusional.
I'm not surprised.
They're like, yeah, well, they better get crappier loot and never be allowed to bring that loot over to play in PvP. And it's like, you guys realize the reason this is happening is because this game is like failing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not failing quickly, but it is failing. Like, you need to get more people to play this game, and you can't be a purist who's like, well, then you could get the fuck out of here. And it's like, and then there was no more Marathon. Congratulations.
Well, it reminds me of when Marvel Avengers was going on, because we were all in denial. We're like, well, we're still getting some stuff, and it was purely because we were buying stupidly expensive skins over and over again.
Right.
And that's the only reason the game survived as long as it did. So the Marathon people are in that point where they're like, well, there's plenty of us. Like, no, there's not. You think there's a lot of you, but this is an instance of there's dozens of us. Is what the problem is right now.
Yep.
And between this and the Destiny news that came out recently as well, this is a bad time for Bungie.
We might as well hit on that because it came out after I got the news, but I did see it. So Destiny is ending. Destiny 2 is stopping. The next update, June 9th, will be the last update that they're doing. The game's going to be online and playable, but active development, nope. So
I was talking to my friend about this because I was saying, like, Marathon's not doing the numbers they think it's doing.
Yep.
Destiny's everything else is not doing the numbers they think they're doing.
Yep.
He was like, well, I don't think it's going to be the death of Bungie. He's like, I never said it was going to be the death of Bungie.
Nope.
But I guarantee you it's the death of Bungie's autonomy.
Yep. No, we know that. We know that specifically because it's the deal they signed with Sony. They had specific sales targets that they had to reach, and we know that the consequence of not hitting those targets were basically losing board members to Sony staff. So every time you don't hit targets, like one of your fucking board members gets axed, and some suit from Sony shows up to vote in that direction.
Look, Jeff, if we just give him Captain Solo, the Empire won't take over the colony.
Still gets worse all the time. I mean, the thing is that if you take all of your love out of your heart, and if you just put the Adeptus Mechanicus skull in there where your heart used to be, and you look at this objectively, Destiny 2 is failing.
Yes.
Marathon is failing slowly.
Yes.
So what you want to do as a company is you want to do whatever you can to try to keep Marathon running. Fucking chop off the leg that is Destiny and let it float off into the ocean and make a crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
Like,
or maybe make Destiny 3 with as a crowd pleaser.
Maybe make Destiny 3.
Yeah. Maybe
make a brand new thing. You rebooted Marathon. That was a reboot. It's been years since
it's now called Triathlon. It's completely different.
Right. Bring Myth back.
Yes.
Make Myth 4.
Everything's coming back.
Like, or make something new. Make something brand new.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, we're Bungie. We know how to make shooter games. We're going to make a first-person shooter.
That's a story-based, like a fully story-based.
Story-based. It's going to be great. It's going to have an online multiplayer. You know what? We're gonna get to a thing later on. Put a pin in this, but basically
we're making Halo again, but we're calling it.
We're gonna make Halo with the serial numbers filed off. He's blue. The armor's blue.
It's called Ring now.
That's right.
Completely different.
So yeah, that's what Bungie needs to do, because otherwise they're gonna die.
They're going to die.
They're just gonna get, people will leave. They'll get chopped up and they'll get dissolved.
Sony spent $2 billion on their ass.
Yeah.
This was going to happen the second they started failing immediately.
They already deprecated it by like $760 million, like over the last year.
They lost money on this. It's honestly, it's a surprise they let them stay this way for as long as they did.
I think that Marathon is probably like, when you're standing in the like the 6 foot part of the pool and your mouth is above the water, like that's where they are.
Yeah.
Like you need to make the situation improve, and you need to do it. Like, you got one shot.
Yes.
You got to go all in on one shot, and you've got to fucking pray that it's a good one.
Exactly.
So,
they're hoping
just like
that snorkel works out.
Yes. Sony also apparently has revealed a thing. YouTuber that got this on their widgets. Where you can see like the player counts for games, which is not something that we've seen them do before.
Yeah, that's interesting actually.
So it's like a widget that tells you either like top games amongst your friends or like top games in your area, and it actually shows the player count for those games as they're going on. Or no, I think it's like rising popularity games, and then like top games in your area. Your zone.
That's actually not a bad idea, because that's kind of what Steam already does.
Yeah.
And doing that with PlayStation games doesn't. If anything, it brings to light games that people can buy.
Yes.
And Sony already makes a good chunk off of those when you buy it digitally, so they don't lose anything out of that.
Yep. It also would probably give them more relevance when it comes to the whole like tracking the number of players thing, which is both a blessing and a curse. Sometimes you're like, why the fuck is Star Wars Outlaws like the number 1 played game right now?
Like, imagine if Concord was around when that happened. Oh my goodness.
Let's see. Sony also announced that they are raising the price of PS Plus subscriptions. By $1.
Yeah, this is the thing. Everybody was like shouting to the sky. They're like, "Oh my god, they're increasing the prices," and they're like, "No, they're doing it by $1." And their explanation was like, "Look, there's rising costs and stuff, which is not true right now. It's like we're in a place where
data centers are dropping or raising their prices, because they'd be better served by renting their time out to AI companies.
And $1 increase is not a bad increase. We've seen these increases happen where they're like, well, we're doing an increase for reasons, and they're like, well, what's the reason? And they're like, money, and then it's always like a $10, $5 increase. $1 increase doesn't kill anybody.
A dollar is like a nickel now. Like, it doesn't buy fucking anything.
Yeah, if I gave somebody $1 and told them, buy me something, they would be like, I can't even go to the Dollar Tree and buy you something.
When I went to visit my parents over the holidays, they gave us my mom gave me $100 in cash, and she was like, I want us to go out as a family and buy dumb shit for the holidays. And none of the rest of my family understood what the fucking assignment was, because I bought a lot of dumb shit. I bought that Kirby amiibo. I bought a 3-dimensional puzzle of Howl's Moving Castle. But when I came back to Austin, I had like $3 in my wallet, and it was there for months. And finally I was like, oh, I could just tell the Starbucks person, here, take this instead of the $1 that I push on the thing. But like, $1 ain't jack shit. Which is not to say that like it sucks that everything is going up in price. But at this point, maybe it speaks to my mindset that I'm like, only $1? Woo!
No, that's the thing. Yeah, we've sat here talking about increases and everything.
Yeah.
And every time it's like a $10 increase.
Yep.
So when I heard that, my heart dropped. One, because my PlayStation Plus is renewing today, actually, as we speak.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have no money, and it's like, it's $1. I'm like, oh, I don't give a fuck about $1.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's like tax at most for me.
If you want to see what your dollars will be buying, Sony announced that there's going to be a PlayStation Gaming Showcase on June 2nd.
Oh, nice.
This is interesting because this is really close to, I think that the Xbox, I think the Microsoft one is the closing one this year, and I think it's on the 7th.
Oh, okay.
So it's like Sony's actually really close with their state of play to the rest of the Summer Games Fest this year.
Interesting. Yeah, that's pretty rare for them.
And it seems like there's going to be a lot of Wolverine. There's going to be a lot of fucking Wolverine in here.
There's been a huge push for Wolverine because I just saw an announcement from Marvel itself that there's a special variant to the next Wolverine issue that I think that comes out next week that has, it says like, it looks like a folder that says top secret information about Wolverine, and it's the game. Like, it shows like a slash and has like has the game, that like the picture they have there, it has that like up under it. It says if you buy it, in the back of the comic, it's gonna have special artwork and like stuff from the game to see like characters that are going to be in it. So they're very much like, this is going to be, we're expecting to make a lot of money on this.
We haven't seen anything since that last 2 or 3 state of plays ago. Where they had the trailer for it. I mean, I thought it looked good,
and it was the most they'd ever shown us, because before that it was the one drinking trailer. There was the leak, but nobody really paid attention to that unless you were really looking for it. And then there was them just patting themselves on the back, going, "We found this guy. He's Wolverine now." And so we're all itching to see what we can get out of this thing.
I mean, I enjoyed, like, I know a lot of people were let down by Spider-Man 2. I thought Spider-Man 2 was fine. I liked it a lot.
I liked a lot of the third act is my only issue with
it. So I can't wait to see what they do with Wolverine. It's been a long time. The only Wolverine game I've ever played is when you and I played the 360 one.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's you were telling me that, because I've played most of the Wolverine games. I played the Nintendo one, where anytime you popped your claws, it did damage to yourself.
Right.
I played the Super Nintendo one, where you also did that. I played the PlayStation 2 Wolverine's Revenge that came out when X2 came out, and actually had Hugh Jackman on the cover of it. Had nothing to do with the movie, by the way. It starred Mark Hamill as Wolverine, and it was more of a stealth game than it was like a rampaging game, because even if you pulled out your claws, you were slower. It was a really weird, but it was like more of a comic book, because he was wearing his the outfit from the Grant Morrison run. Is what he's wearing throughout it, and it wasn't bad, but it wasn't super good either. And then I played that one that came out, and then there was nothing for a long time. So I'm very excited. I've wanted a game that felt similar to the one that we played for a long time, and if not, at least as violent as that game was.
Sure.
So I'm hoping, I have big expectations for you, Wolverine.
We'll find out June 2nd. Somebody's suing Sony over.
Is it Tuesday already?
This is funny. We had this exact same story for Nintendo a little while back. Tariffs come down on Sony. Sony says, hey, customers, sorry, we got to raise the price of stuff because of these stupid tariffs. We pay more. Sony gets more. Tariffs declared unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. There is a way for companies to get their tariff money back. But when they get their tariff money back, they don't give it back to us. We just paid more, and then they also get a payout of a refund for what they paid in tariffs. And so
they make double the amount they would have.
Double dip. So, so somebody is bringing a lawsuit against Sony for this exact same thing. There was another one of these for Nintendo that was like, y'all motherfuckers can't just fucking pass the cost on to us and then also recoup that cost
and
on
just
the back end.
They also are just leaving it there, because it's not like the second that announcement happened, they're like, by the way, we lowered the prices on controllers and the camera that nobody fucking cares about type of thing. I'm glad that this is still happening, because of the fact that it's like, we are tired. People are tired of companies just being like, we raised our prices because of X reason, and then that passing and then leaving it as is, and then that becomes the new norm.
Oh man, I got to raise my price by 20% because of supply chain problems. Was the supply chain okay now? Yes. Are you going to lower your price? No.
Also, we made record profits and we fired everybody. It's just like, stop it. Stop doing this.
Yep. So yeah, I'll be interested to see what happens here. I think it would be good if they could at least, fucking give me $25 of credit in the PS fucking N store, man. Like,
give me
fuck
anything.
You guys. I'm tired of nothing. I don't get anything. I just sit here going like, when is it my turn?
Hell, motherfucker, if you gave me a free fucking PlayStation Plus month, I also wouldn't be upset about it.
1 free month of PlayStation Plus extra.
Just fucking do it, guys.
Let's see, in other lawsuit news, Nintendo, in their kind of Power World thing, has had a little bit of a setback. This is a weird one. They were trying to do a patent for catching stuff with a touch-based gesture on a phone.
Oh, because of Pokemon Go, I'm assuming?
Because of Pokemon Go, and I think that there's some kind of Power World mobile game.
Oh.
So it seems like they're just kind of fucking with Power World on a whole different front, and a judge was like, no, that's not specific enough to fucking...
There's
you can't
also,
just swipe up on a phone to get a thing. No, you can't do that.
There's 1,000 games where that's the thing too. Like it's never gonna work.
Yes.
And I'm happy with it because this is my problem with Pokemon as a company lately, is that they're making patents after the fact and then suing people for them after the fact.
Patents are supposed to be for something unique.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
It can't just be for, what was that guy that did what was that guy that patented, or they had like the copyright on like Turbo or Extra or what am I thinking of?
It was something dumb. I remember that because it happened and everybody was like, I'm sorry?
And then every time a game would come out that was like extra powered, he was like, you can't use that. I'm suing you.
It frustrates me where that keeps happening. And hell, I am still upset with Monster Energy drink because they keep suing anything that uses the word monster in their name.
Oh, yeah.
People are going to think it's us. No, they're not.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you people?
We'll have to see how that goes. It seems like this hasn't gone well for Nintendo. I think there's a lot of people that really didn't like Power World at the beginning. They were just like a slam dunk, and they're going to shut that motherfucker down. And Power World's just still sitting there like, we got like 4 or 5 games of publisher now.
If anything, it's embarrassing for them because all they're doing is just being like, because of this, you should shut down. And everybody's like, you need to shut up, guys.
Yeah.
You're embarrassing yourself in front of everyone.
Yeah. Let's see. Another Nintendo news. So this is a little bit of a weird story. So Circana is like an analytics place. They're the ones that put out like the top selling games of May, but the thing is that they are only able to do that with retail sales because retail is the only sector that reports their sales. So we don't know about digital, and that's been a big oversight because you can't, game could be selling really well at digital, and you would never know. So basically, they are now working on tools to, I don't actually know what the data threads are that they're using, but they're working on tools to basically estimate what the digital sales are to get a better representation of what the actual top sellers were, because it's possible that people might be buying a lot of, Call of Duty at Best Buy, but it actually turns out that Pocopia was the best-selling game, and it sold a shitload of digital because the physical were gone.
Yeah, the physicals were impossible to find.
Yeah.
Even after I tried buying Pocopia way after the fact, I still couldn't find it physically.
Yep. So with that, and they basically said hey, this could be wrong. We're using kind of third-party stuff because these companies will not tell us how many digital copies they sold.
Yeah.
But they went on to basically say, we're going to work on it, but they put out their new numbers for April, and it had Tomodachi Life as number 1.
Damn.
With Pragmata as number 2. Crimson Desert at 3, MLB The Show at 4, that Windrose Steam game, that pirate game at number 5, Pocopia, then Super Mario Galaxy plus Galaxy 2, and then Starfield, and then Saros down at number 9. Poor Saros. And Mario.
They're in the top 10. I'm happy for them.
There was a story last week about how Saros is probably not selling well enough for the development budget that went into it.
That does bum me out because I like Saros quite a bit.
I do too. We'll end up seeing whether this is... I don't know. It's possible, even if this turns out to be wildly inaccurate, that it might be enough to pressure companies to start putting out the accurate sales data to be like, hey, wait, fucking no, I sold more than that.
Yeah, fuck you guys. I sold more than Crimson Desert, you asshole.
Yeah.
I'm actually very happy with Tomodachi Life selling that much because I've seen some of the funniest goddamn videos I've ever seen coming out of Tomodachi Life recently.
Amanda updates me all the time about what the fucking RageSelect Tomodachi world is and what's going on over there.
I saw one recently where a guy had made a Spider-Man themed Tomodachi Life area, but what he did was he made a Paul, because people don't know Paul's that guy everybody hates for that was introduced not that long ago who's dating MJ, and put him on a random island away from everybody else,
okay,
so he can't eat or talk to anybody.
Okay.
And he's custom made a piece of shit to feed only him specifically.
All right.
So people are fucking wild when it comes to that game. It's like The Sims all over again.
Yeah. Let's see. We had a whole thing last week thing about Grand Theft Auto 6 pre-orders that were supposed to be going up on Monday.
Yeah.
This was actually based on something legit. It was like a leaked Best Buy memo saying that it was probably going to happen.
Yeah, and some like website stuff they found too, apparently.
Yeah. That didn't happen.
No.
Still not up. In fact, today was supposed to be their earnings call, and I don't think it's I don't think that anything happened. So,
because the other rumor is there's going to be like multiple editions of the game,
right,
as well. So we're curious to see what that even means. Like, does that mean there's a normal one, a deluxe one, a fuck you, here's a bunch of shark cards one?
Right.
Yeah. Like, I'm curious. What does that mean? I want to know how much I'm going to be spending.
Hey, you know what? In a weird way, it was like I would be very happy if there was a deluxe edition that included the 3 story DLCs that we're going to put out for the game, because I wanted fucking story DLC for Grand Theft Auto 5. The Grand Theft Auto 4 story DLCs were fucking amazing. They were incredible.
Well, it helps that Grand Theft Auto 4 had the best of all the stories, period, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And my issue with 5 is it's like, it's clear that everything that was supposed to be a story expansion became a DLC expansion, and that frustrates me immensely.
Yeah. There's also
a multiplayer expansion.
We're talking, Strauss Zelnick was talking to his podcast person over the weekend, and apparently Grand Theft Auto 6 is just 18 months behind overall.
Oh my god.
Like, you just look at it. So technically that would mean that if it came out at the time that it was supposed to, it would have come out about the same time as Doom the Dark Ages and Elden Ring Night Rain.
Oh, those 4 games would have been fucked.
So yeah, that would have been May of last year. But yeah.
I just want this thing to come out because the meme is still like, we got the ending of The Boys before we got GTA 6. This is kind of what's happening still.
Oh, I watched that too. I had stopped expecting anything from The Boys, and so I was like, okay.
My favorite thing is that the final thing that happens is, for certain characters, now become a meme.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of villains saying
oh, okay.
as a meme, and it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
My favorite was the ending of Spider-Man 1 and the Green Goblin saying it. I was fucking dying because the screenshots they used made it perfectly seem like he was saying that.
I mean, the thing is that, like, I was never invested enough in The Boys as a concept. Like, I would be more upset if Invincible let me down.
Yes, I would. The Boys.
I was like, I've watched a bunch of the spinoffs. This show has diverged so far from where the comics went that it's just its own thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. All right. Speaking of Grand Theft Auto, Embracer Group is they're the spinniest spins of all time. So, you know, they spun off Coffee Stain and a few other groups into their own entities. Well, and then they renamed Embracer Group as Fellowship Entertainment, and they were holding on to like Lord of the Rings and that stuff. Well, now Fellowship Entertainment is spinning off of Embracer Group with Saints. Wait, there's a bit more spinning some partnerships. It's spinning off.
I think they're just saying it's the new version of it.
Yeah, there's another split. There's basically a split that is they're taking Lord of the Rings and a few other things with them, and then Embracer Group is being left with kind of the hot garbage. So this is like, it's like the worst. Like, they gathered up all of these games,
a lot of cool games too, by the way,
and now they're like spinning them back out into their own individual organizations, which is silly.
It's very silly, and it cracks me up that this keeps happening with these guys, because they bought so many companies, all of these really cool shit, that all you had to do was just let these people make games, and eventually you would have started printing money.
Yeah.
But then the funding fell through, closed out a bunch of these things, and just held on to all of these IPs to do nothing with.
Okay, so the new company is going to be in charge of Tomb Raider, Darksiders, Dead Island, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Metro, and Remnant.
Interesting.
And then Embracer, which is now reformed from the ashes, will be in charge of Destroy All Humans, Desperados, Gothic, Killing Floor, Kingdoms of Amalur, MX vs. ATV, Reanimal, Ride, Screamer, Titan Quest, and Wreckfest, as well as licenses such as Hot Wheels Unleashed and SpongeBob SquarePants.
What the actual fuck?
Yeah.
I don't understand what's happening with these people.
They also put out a statement basically saying that they're looking to maybe, like, I don't know, restart some of the IPs like Deus Ex and fucking Saints Row that they own and are doing nothing with. And it's like, yes, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like, we've all been sitting here going like, you fucked it all up. could you fix it? And they're finally look like they might be trying. I need to fucking fire that guy, that Lars Wingefor.
Oh, he needs to be fired,
guy,
10 times over, and taken his funds away so they could use it to make these games.
Yeah.
Because the problem with Saints Row wasn't the fact that the game was bad necessarily. It's that the game was broken beyond belief when it first came out. I mean, so even if people wanted to play it, no one could actually play it correctly.
We had John and Amanda and I, when Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom came out, there are like 5 tiers or 4 tiers of the Kingdom dojos on RageSelect. And like the first 2 are with Amanda and I, and the last 2 are with Matt and I. We were supposed to do Saints Row DLC, but every time we got to a certain point in the Saints Row DLC, the game crashed. And we were having a great time because I made a Loretta and everything, and we were having a great time with it. And it was about this like crappy movie star, but the game would just fucking crash to desktop. In fact, I made the observation that I played that game on the PS5. I would have had a much worse time playing on any other platform because the PS5 SSD is so fucking fast that when it crashed, I could get back into it in like 25 seconds instead of having to wait for it to load all the way back up again.
And I watched a bunch of people play it online, and they were having these insane game-breaking bugs, or just bugs that were just like laughably hilarious.
Yeah,
like so at one point they're playing a co-op, and his friend just disappears with him.
Yeah,
and he's like way behind him, floating in the air, following him. You're like, what is happening?
Yeah,
like how did this even happen? Like, how did you release a game like this?
Yeah, I agree.
And there's a shit ton of games within this list. Like you said, Darksiders is in that list. Even honestly, a lot of people like the SpongeBob games, and they've only not really done a lot with that either.
Yep.
There's so much that they've hung on to that they just haven't done anything with, and it frustrates everyone.
Yep, absolutely. It's just a waste of time and talent.
Yes, time, talent, and things that could just be getting new wonderful games. Hell, the only reason we're getting new Tomb Raider games because Amazon's all over that shit.
Yep. Well, speaking of Amazon, we got a report about Amazon and their AI. Apparently,
oh no,
there was a game division inside of Amazon that was making something called Project Trident that was described as a Viking-inspired third-person action comedy. Apparently, it started its life as like a multiplayer thing, kind of like Helldivers.
Yeah.
And then it turned into something else, and then it turned into this. And apparently, in the development hell, Amazon went to that team and they were like, you have 18 months to make a game, use Gen AI. And they were like, oh, okay. And so they tried, and at the end of 18 months, they were like, I'm sorry, we don't have a video game. Like, there's only, you can't generate everything. We need more time.
It also just doesn't work that way.
Yes. And then apparently at that point, they all got shit canned. And this is, I'm going to go back to my comments about Lars over here. I think we should pass a bill that's like, Amazon, you're not allowed to make games anymore, because I haven't seen a company this inept at making games since Disney. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Like
100%.
You have ruined studios. You have the one game you made that was anybody had any interest in. You shut it down, the New World Eternum or whatever.
And that was because you were so unsure of what you were doing.
Yeah.
You made an economy that was easily manipulated.
Yeah.
Within 8 seconds.
They had made Amazon Luna, and then it was so fucking bad that the only thing that they got working on it was an AI Snoop Dogg game.
I forgot about that.
And then they shut that down. I have a Luna controller somewhere in this house. I'll be honest with
I remember you ordering it, and you're like, hey, look what I got. And I was like, why?
And I don't think I ever even hooked it to the service. I think I just took it out of the box.
Wasn't it like a part of a bundle or something?
I have no fucking clue.
Something stupid. I remember the reason you got it was you're like, they were just sort of giving them away.
They were kind of giving them away. But yeah, I don't think Amazon should be allowed to make games anymore because they suck.
Amazon is bad at most things for some reason. They remind me of the way Google is when it comes to making certain spin-off things. And I don't mean spin-offs in the way...
Yeah.
By spin-offs, I mean the fact that Google used to make a series of projects and then they never went anywhere. Like I worked for one, for instance, called Google Express that never went anywhere.
Yeah.
It's a miracle Project Fi turned into Google Fi and actually stayed around.
Yeah.
And everybody else copying it now. But Amazon is the same problem, whereas their TV show division is doing fine, but everyone else on the Amazon side that isn't just the store are just fucking up left and right.
Absolutely. Oh boy, we're out of time. All right, let's go through some quick headlines here. somebody shared an AI generated video for Final Fantasy VI last week, and what's his name? Hironobu Sakaguchi, kind of the father of Final Fantasy, was like, wow, that looks cool, amazing, and everybody was like, no. And so it came out. He was like, hey, look, man, I look at new technology that comes out, and I'm like, oh, that's cool looking. I didn't know that you guys were so mad about this shit. So
that happens a lot to Japanese, not even just developers, but Japanese people in general who tweet. They don't understand how. They don't understand what's going on our end, if that makes sense. Because to them, they don't really they understand that AI sucks, but they're not dead center in the data center, all the environmental bullshit that's happening. Yeah, they're on the other side of the world, just being like, hey, look at this dumb thing I made using this stupid technology. Yep. So when they share it, they don't have any idea.
1,000%. I don't want to play this version of Final Fantasy VI. Please don't make this version of Final Fantasy VI. I don't want to play this version of Final Fantasy VI.
It would be terrible. Although, please. Although I would at least like to see the suplexing sequence. Yeah, beautifully animated.
They actually
because it is in there. Yeah,
they have that in there.
It is in there. I would like to see somebody actually animate that. Yeah. Instead of it being AI generated.
Party Animals. The game Party Animals had a make a video contest.
Oh, I heard about
that.
This.
Was specifically make an AI video.
Oh,
like they were like
idiots.
Party Animals AI video contest. What wild ideas do you have for Party Animals? Join the Golden Paw Awards. A short film that you've been dreaming of making, breaks all the rules. Blah 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 blah. Use AI. Use AI specifically. Not like you can use AI, but use AI to make this. $75,000 reward for the top entry, and they immediately started getting review bombed to fuck on Steam.
Jesus Christ.
Are you fucking kidding me? Not even like you can, but like, no, definitely do use it.
That was the worst possible thing you could have done.
Yep. They have since come out and said, oh shit, sorry, we didn't know. Would you like us to, 1, allow people to use both AI and not AI, 2, make this same video contest but no AI is allowed, or 3, just cancel this entire thing. And I think that poll is currently ongoing. But like, I think this is indicative of the fact that there are people in tech that are so removed from any of the rest of us that they just don't run into this. They're like, it's magical technology and I think it's great. And then if you go talk to anybody, you're like, this shit fucking sucks and I hate it.
No, it's true. One of my favorite things on Threads is there's people being like, so I know a guy who's in tech. He's like a big proponent of AI, and anytime he leaves the bubble that he's in, this little tech bubble, and then brings up AI, he's shocked that somebody looks like they want to murder him on the spot.
Yeah,
because they don't know any better. Yep, they've never walked out of that bubble. Mm-hmm. They've also never, for some reason, seen that episode of Silicon Valley where the AI completely fucks up everything. Like, it's just like, come on, guys, like, you really need to pay attention to what's going on outside of your bubble. Yep. And that's really the issue here.
And then just real quick, Lords of the Fallen 2 has dropped the Epic Games exclusivity deal, so Lords of the Fallen 2 will be on Steam. A sad story for you and me, Michael. Lego Drive 2K, Lego, what was it called? Lego 2K Drive is shutting down.
Nah, that's a shame.
I thought that game was pretty fun, to be honest, but every Lego game kind of gets shut down eventually.
That's the thing. Every Lego game, for some reason, is made way better than they should be, except for like 1 or 2 of the ones that we've played. Yep. But that one was like fucking chef's kiss.
It's already off storefronts, and May of next year, the servers will be shutting down.
That's a shame.
Yep.
I like that one.
You know what won't be shutting down? Mixtape. They confirmed over the weekend that all of the music and mixtape has been licensed in perpetuity. So there will never come a point where the licenses expire and they have to take the thing down.
It is hilarious that somebody immediately was like, this will happen, even though the game's been out for less than a month.
Yes. Yes.
Guys, you need to calm your tits is all.
No,
I
mean, but it's just nice to not see. I hate it when that shit happens, because I'm just like, fuck you, music industry. I don't give a shit about your contracts. Like, don't take things away. You don't get to take things away.
Well, that's what sucks about
fuck you.
That's what sucks about older games, is because older games didn't, not even just games, but television shows didn't know that they needed to do that. Yeah, it's the reason I always bring up the Drew Carey Show as that specific reason. Mm-hmm. The Drew Carey Show didn't re-release for like 30, like not 30 years, like 20 years, because they just were like the music for just the airing and maybe like the syndication. They had no idea streaming would be a thing. They had no idea people would want to buy them physically. They had zero idea that was the thing.
I always bring up Daria.
Yeah, Daria's another great example.
Ruined when you take the music of the time out.
Yeah,
And
same with a lot of the Drew Carey stuff.
Yep, it's just completely the wrong thing.
Oh, and Scrubs. That's why I own all of Scrubs physically, because a lot of the music is gone from the streaming versions.
Oh, I didn't even know that. All right, and with that, we're going to go and take a break. When we come back, we got more trailers left to go. We'll see you in just a minute. All right, I'm not doing it for the third part. I'm not doing it for the third part. My voice is already hanging on by a thread. So
And we're back, guys.
And yeah, there you go. You can do it. You do it.
And we're back.
There you go.
And it's gone. I'm just kidding.
And Michael, it must be 2012 because we're talking about Tracer's ass.
People loved that thing for some reason. Also, people forget she's gay still, which always cracks me up.
So they added Overwatch to Fortnite, which is the fucking stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my entire life.
Everything's in Fortnite now, Jeff.
And
Fortnite's in Fortnite.
People are thinking that the Tracer's ass has been plumpified from the Nerf Tracer's ass thing, and I'm like, I think it's just because it's Fortnite characters. But somebody did point out that they still haven't fixed Snake's ass. Snake's ass is still flat as a fucking board.
It's the same with Omni-Man, because people keep wanting Omni-Man to have a fat ass.
Yeah. So, yeah. But we also got a trailer. We got the actual gameplay trailer for this. Michael, you weren't on last week. How do you feel about... I was like, oh, the snake, it is eating itself.
It really is. I think this is one of the dumber things that's happened with this series, is because it's like, why? Because like you said, it's like nobody... No, I don't care about Overwatch and Overwatch.
Yeah.
Why should I care about Overwatch and Fortnite?
Well,
as well as mostly characters I don't care about in Fortnite either.
Well, I think I can answer that question is because you play Fortnite, but you don't play Overwatch, so you might actually give Epic money to play characters that you like with asses in Fortnite because you're not going to pay for them in Overwatch.
No, that's true, but it turns out they picked the 4 characters I'm never going to use.
So is there a character that you think you would buy?
I would have bought Soldier 76 and whatever McCree's name is now, Cassidy. I would have bought those. Those would have been the only 2 I would have bought right away.
I mean, it seems kind of weird that they only did like a few of them. I mean, I know that they can't do like, Torbjorn or Reinhardt.
There's some that you can't because of size specifically.
Yeah.
Like that's the reason why every time they put in a child that they're in a mech, like Morty and Bart and Lisa, for instance.
And the South Park Kids.
Oh, yeah, and the South Park Kids, yeah. Although it would be interesting to see Torbjorn in a mech.
I will say that they look. I mean, they look nice because everything in Fortnite looks pretty nice on Unreal Engine. So
plus, they're already like game characters, so all you have to do is just translate them into this. Like you don't have to like translate a 2D image or even like a movie character into a CGI type thing. Yeah, they're just already characters.
Yeah. So anyway, let's see.
And they look fine. They're already on sale right now and everything. So
next up, here's a blast from the past. We're getting another playtest for Horizon Hunters Gathering.
Why does that sound familiar?
This is that online multiplayer PvE co-op.
That's right.
Horizon game.
I literally forgot about it again. I forgot the name of it.
Yep. I did too until I was looking through trailers and I was like, is that the Horizon?
Yeah, because they have that more cartoony art style,
like cell shaded kind of thing,
which is not a bad idea.
The trailer shows us a new character that's kind of, I don't know, a little ninja-esque.
She's using like a katana. She looks more like a Monster Hunter character than she does anything else.
She appears to be summoning some co-op monsters to do specific attacks and stuff. But yeah, they're doing another closed playtest of this, and it's going on from the 22nd through the 25th. So by the time you hear this, you'll have probably a day. But,
I'm legitimately curious to see how this game does. Because especially with Sony's other attempts at big multiplayer ones, but this is one of the few IP ones they're doing, like actual IPs.
I think that this one was so far done that they didn't cancel it. That it was like...
They also it probably wasn't as much work to. They probably realized it won't be as much work to keep online. Than whatever the Last of Us one was supposed to be.
Right. Which, and also I think that this could. I mean, I don't know. I've always kind of got the impression. I know a lot of people who like the Horizon series, and they also seem to fall into that category of people that don't play a lot of games, but they really do like that one IP quite a bit. And so if you've got a relatively dedicated audience, great. It also gives you a reason to bring a lawsuit against, what was it, like Tencent or whatever that made that fucking ripoff game?
That was hilarious. I want it to come out when a Zelda game comes out, as is tradition, because that would be fucking hilarious.
Oh my god. When the Ocarina of Time remake drops on the same day.
So fucking funny.
Like, fucking son of a bitch!
Or another Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened in the last one.
Let's see. For Michael, we got some DLC for Cosmic Invasion.
I love the choices that they did for this specifically.
Cyclops and the Thing,
because they're two of my favorite things.
Yep.
Although one of them is literally the Thing.
Are you a Thing fan?
He's just a fun guy.
Yeah.
He's just a fun little character. He's really funny. He's also he's like a fun little. He's like a Hulk that's not like that you don't have to worry about type of thing. And I always thought
like
that
a Hulk
was fun.
without all the baggage.
Yeah, exactly. And so he's a fun little guy, and I also love saying it's clobbering time before I start beating the shit out of something.
Sure.
Whenever I have to use him in something.
And Cyclops looks pretty fun. He's got all the optic blast, but then a bunch of kind of punching and kicking and stuff. So
what I thought was interesting for Cyclops is his outfit is the one with the jacket on.
Yeah,
like they could have just only had the outfit he's wearing currently, which is the 90s Jim Lee Cyclops outfit,
right, with the little like the diagonal strap.
But
across
instead
the front.
they were like, well, what if it's that outfit, but it's the jacket as well,
right.
which is an actual thing that he would do all the time. In fact, there's an action figure for it that a friend of mine gave me.
Okay.
That is that because it was part of a 2-pack and he only wanted the thing that came with it. He didn't want the Cyclops, so he just gave me the Cyclops.
Oh, okay, there you go.
And so I have it at home right now.
And it's like $4, I think.
Yeah, it's $4.
It's real cheap.
Apparently, there's another game mode that's going to come out later this year.
Yep.
And there's some more characters. And I've kept hearing online that people are like, Cyclops is just fucking fun as shit.
Okay.
And I haven't had a chance to buy it. I'm waiting for my next check because I'm a little low on funds at the moment.
They put him in. They also put Cyclops in Rivals, right? He's coming in Rivals.
Yeah, he hasn't come out just yet. Devil Dinosaur is the first thing, a part of it, but he's going to be the next thing in that season.
Now that you're on, you can explain to me. It's like Alchemax is like the 2099 corporation.
Well, Alchemax was always the 2099 corporation.
Right, but is this like 2099 themed the current season? Because I think the current season is like the Alchemax's Revenge or something like that.
Yeah, so what it is that because a lot of Marvel Rivals takes place in this weird sort of like multi thing, but a lot of it involves 2099. That's why Captain America is designed the way he is, because Captain America is a what if Captain America woke up in 2099 instead of like the present day, which is why his armor is like, cybernetic and he's got that cyber shield by default.
Okay.
And so they're like, yeah, this is going to be an Alchemax type specific story. And I'm like, that's great, but why don't I have a Spider-Man 29 this whole fucking time? I have Spider-Punk and all this bullshit. Yep. I need a goddamn Miguel O'Hara.
Yeah, there you go.
Stop it.
We got another. I just love these so much. We got another marathon little cinema thing. This one was for. They've done little videos for each of the shells that you can use in the game.
Oh, okay.
And this is the one for the triage shell, and so it shows one of the other shells that's being basically killed by the USC robots, and then the triage shell comes in and like blasts them and then kind of yanks them back up, yanks the other shell back into existence and then leaves. And I don't know, the art style in this game, the reason I'm so pissy about this game is because I want to play it. I just want to play it so bad. It's so pretty. It's so fucking pretty. And I'm like, why are you wasting such beauty, such art, such design on these fucking sweaty ass sweats online that are like, no man, you guys need to nerf the shotgun because I don't 0.75 seconds that it takes me to turn around. And I'm like, god damn it, they're fucking.
Well, this is the reason why I was super pissed when they were like, hey, by the way, there's a new marathon, and I got super excited, and then they were like, by the way, it's not what you were wanting it to be. It's all this specific thing that's sweatier than any of the ones that exist currently.
Yep.
And like you said, it's gorgeous. I love its art style, but I want the story. I don't want to go outside and die in 8 seconds. Yep. I want to actually know what's happening.
I want to marinate in this world. I don't want to be under the fucking time pressure of trying to be paranoid to make sure I don't die every 14 seconds.
Yeah, I don't want to go outside and somebody shoots me and starts teabagging my area type of thing.
I want to read all the writing that's all over everything and like look at shit that's on the table and like, so I don't know.
It also doesn't help that all of these trailers are like, look at all these robot enemies and not like the PvP-ness of it all. Like it feels like it's selling me a game that should exist. Yeah. And it's not the game that I'm getting.
Well, I'm hoping that the PvE stuff that they're going to do will alleviate that a little bit. So
if that ends up being great and it actually like is PvE on everything that in the map, I may end up just buying it for that.
Yep, me too. Here's a name I've not heard in a while. Dune Awakening.
Oh yeah, I haven't heard that in a bit.
Had a launch trailer for the Water Wars and a faction called the Water Sellers.
Interesting.
Water Shippers. So they've got all these base pieces. I actually saw a bunch of people that were complaining online about this because they're like, we're supposed to be getting new chapters of the story. You guys just keep selling new cosmetic bundles of like building parts and weapon skins and ornithopter skins and stuff.
I'm gonna look at them and say what I've said to everybody.
Yeah,
first time.
Yeah,
it sucks when that happens, but I'm always bummed when that keeps happening to games.
Also, I'm curious because I'm like, water shippers, huh? You guys aren't. You're not shipping water from Arrakis, are you? That's the stupidest fucking That's the stupidest fucking business venture I've heard in a long time. It's like, I don't know, let's ship the sand off of Antarctica. And it's like, bitch, there's nothing here. And if they're bringing water in, well, like everybody would kill them immediately because water is incredibly like I don't know. Anyway,
that's why it's the Water Wars, Jeff.
They're warring over the water. But like, who the fuck would this organization is dumb and I hate it. It's my favorite fucking book of all time and I've been pissing all over it and I fucking hate it. So.
Well, Jeff, that's how they make the water.
Yep. That's how they make the water. Time to make the water. Exodus needs to go ahead and just fucking make a full-on trailer already. God damn it. They keep putting out these like 12-second trailers.
Yeah, it always shows off like one bit of gameplay and I'm like, could you just give me an actual trailer?
Yeah, this is like traversing like a labyrinth where they're kind of going through and doing some like light platforming and making like bridges out of shit. It's funny, they have a thing where they make a bridge between two different things, but the bridge is one of these like walking on a tightrope bridges where you gotta balance your controller to make sure you don't fall off the edge.
My favorite thing is when he does it, it looks like it's not going to be that.
Yep.
And then it becomes that.
And then it becomes that.
Fuck you guys. Why would you even show me a bigger bridge and not give me one?
Yep.
You guys are stupid.
Anyway, I'm really hoping that this is all building up to a big Summer Games Fest thing.
Same.
With a release date.
Because I really want to know when this is out so I can plan ahead.
I really want to play this game. I'm really hoping that it doesn't end up being poopy, but we'll see. Let's see. We got the launch trailer / this is a gameplay deep dive. We got a gameplay deep dive for Zero Parades for Dead Spies. This is the ZAUM spy game that came out. It's out today, the day we're recording this. And it's very Disco Elysium. It's just very Disco Elysium, but an espionage game. You got the voices in your head. There's some slight differences to the way things go. They show in this trailer kind of like making a plan and then doing a role. They very much emphasize in here something from Disco Elysium, which is failing and then moving forward with the failure.
Yeah.
This is something I didn't do when I played Disco Elysium because I was like, I'm only going to play this once. I want to do my thing. But the thing is that I shouldn't have done that because Disco Elysium has whole sections of the game that you can't see unless you fail.
Yeah.
And like failure doesn't block you from the story. It just makes you have to do different things.
Yeah, that's the thing about a lot of games. There's so many games where if you fail, it locks you out of an entire thing that would be really cool.
Right.
Where this game, or not even this game, but as we mentioned, Disco Elysium, if you fail, sometimes that's what you need to get to something else that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Or if you do, it ends up making this kind of fun, go with the flow type sequence.
The fail state is just as entertaining as the success state. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why it always worked for me.
Now, I was looking. I've been watching this right now. This last time I checked, this had a real mixed review on Steam, but a lot of it was just like people that were mad at ZAUM for the split with the original people,
which is a shame that's going to be the discourse around this and every other one of these.
I mean, like number one, I just care about whether it's a good game or not.
Yeah.
Like, that's really what I care more about than anything else.
Company politics is not that interesting to me when it comes to if the game is good.
Yes.
Unless it involves something horrific. You know what I mean?
Yes. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's very much got the same art style and a lot of the similar mechanics and stuff. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
I'm trying to find a place for it because like this came out and like the Yoshi game is out and like the fucking James Bond is out and like Lego Batman is out. I'm like, I only got 7 days worth of videos, motherfuckers.
It's that fucking guy holding all the stuff being like, why can't I hold all these things?
Right. So I'm trying to figure out where to put this in the schedule. I know that we'll probably look at it at some point, but anyway, we got another Hellraiser revival trailer.
This is a game I'm happy didn't turn out into what I thought it was going to be.
Yep. This one is showing a lot of, I'm trying to think of the best way to, it's kind of like a Vowed where you have two hands. And so they showed a lot of the action in this game where one hand is holding the fucking lament configuration and using it to do different horrible superpowered magical stuff, and then like the other hand you have like a knife or a gun or something in that you're also using.
Yeah, it's got that Bioshock Avowed hand thing.
Yeah, like Bioshock 2.
Yeah,
like the way Bioshock 2 worked. And I'm like, ooh, Bioshock 2 but horrible with Cenobites? Count me in.
Exactly. I remember when they announced they're making a Hellraiser game, I was like, it's gonna be another one of those fucking asynchronous bullshit ass games, and they're like, no. Absolutely not. It's going to be violent as fuck, and it's going to be a single-player game. I'm like, sold.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to play this in front of anyone.
Yeah,
but sold.
They have a whole uncensored trailer on their website, like they've done for the other things that I watched, and it was like, oh yeah, there's a lot of fucking blood and guts and gore and violence in this game.
This is going to get a lot of people's Twitches maybe banned.
Yeah, but I think it looks great. I cannot wait to fucking check it out. So
yeah, a great the process. One of the better things that's a better 80s revival game things that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I think fucking Christ.
We got a story trailer for Remothered Red Nun's Legacy.
I almost forgot this was happening, by the way.
This is the third Remothered game.
Yeah.
It looks,
which surprises me every time you say that.
Appropriately spooky. It looks like some people had a kid. That kid got lost in a house, and now the mom is like come back to the abandoned place where the kid disappeared, and they're trying to figure out the mystery, and there's a bunch of fucked up Hellraiser nuns.
As you do,
and a bunch of creepy weirdo shit. Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that Resident Evil / Silent Hill has branched out into like, well, fuck you guys, I'll just make my own one.
Yeah. But that's the thing. That's the best thing about modern gaming.
Yeah.
Is because back in the day, you had to just wait for whatever that company was to make another one.
Right.
But now somebody can look you dead in the eye and going, yeah, I know how I can just fuck with Unreal Engine 5 and I can make one now.
Yeah. I'll make my own fucking Splinter Cell if you guys are going to take this long.
Yeah, with blackjack and hookers.
Yep.
You know, forget the Splinter Cell.
We should make a Splinter Cell with blackjack and hookers. It'd be a great game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but this looks like creepy and weird. The only thing I hope is that there's some more action to it.
Yeah. Because a lot of this is cinematic trailer as well.
Yes.
Because this is a story trailer specifically.
Yes. And all of it looks great. It all looks like great. I hope that it's not just like a runny, hidey, and then there's some actual action. So
yeah.
We got an announcement trailer for Spooky Tales. This is it appears to be like a kind of a VHS themed anthology horror thing with a few different stories that's literally hosted by like a weird ghouly crypt keeper guy.
Yeah, what is the name of it? Just Crypt of the what the fuck was it called? Tales from the Crypt. That's
Tales from the Crypt. Yeah.
So that's literally just that.
Yeah. So there's like a story about like a fisherman, and then like a story about a kid who joins the occult club, and there's more to meets the eye, and the whole trailer is narrated by this crypt keeper motherfucker talking about all this different stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's a great idea.
I'm always surprised when somebody just does the obvious thing.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, why did nobody else do this before this point?
Why didn't you just, we've had Bastion, right?
Yeah.
What if Bastion, instead of a deep voice narrator, it was just the fucking crypt keeper?
Yeah, I love that idea.
So I think this looks really fun. It's very like kind of low rent, like Everything looks very very washed out, and it looks like a puppet combo game, basically.
And this is the other thing I like about modern gaming is that I would rather have slightly worse graphic-looking games that have a fun premise than something that's ultra detailed with the stupidest premise I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's actually one, oh God, I don't think I've got the wherewithal.
Sorry, I just noticed the TV. It says Nani instead of Sony.
Oh, yeah.
Which is really fun.
I'm going to pull an audible here. There was one of the videos from that 6-1 showcase that I bailed on that was called Please Insert Disc. I think we've heard of this one before, or might have seen it before, but it's basically the company that made this haunted solitaire game that Michael or that
we
John
did talk about this once before.
Yeah, they put out a new one. It's basically like a horror game set in the menu for a PlayStation 2 when you load it up with no disc.
Yeah, because this is a PlayStation 1 menu, and then a PlayStation 2 thing happens.
Yeah.
And then there's like a PlayStation... Like, it's a bunch of those things kind of fused together.
Yeah.
But it has all the PS2 stuff,
the big columns and stuff, and so you're going through all these different menus. And there's kind of like a haunted demo disc kind of vibe to it, but it doesn't seem like there's any actual games in it. It seems like it's all just in the menus of like a PS2,
which is still a fun ass idea.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of people don't know. A lot of the reasons those columns happen is those are your save games.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, the more save games you have on your memory card, the more columns that will show up on your PS2.
Let's see, other horror game news. We have The Alley. This is my this game could be really terrible, but I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like a horror game that's all set in like a specific alley where you're kind of going off into different directions, and there's kind of weirdness and spookiness. And I'm like, oh, okay. Specifically like a Japanese back alley.
I bet you it's probably inspired by the way that JoJo Part 4 thing was.
Yeah.
Where like it was just that eerie alleyway that's like always, if you fuck up, you're just fucked.
You can't get out of. Yeah. And like, you know, I'm a big fan of make a horror game in a small area. Like clever concept, but you don't need a billion levels. It doesn't have to have like a million levels.
That's why Exit 8 apparently is doing pretty well, the movie version, because it is just one area and you don't have to spend a lot to make it creepy.
But this looks really atmospheric, and I like the way that it looks. I like the spooky ghosts and the spookiness and all the weirdness.
Japanese horror I find fascinating. Yeah. They're so good at it.
Yep. Let's see. From there, we got Quiet. This is a friend slop game where you play as 4 ducks that are trying to steal things out of just like a regular ass
they're literally just ducks
world. And then like there's an old lady that lives in here who's like climbing the walls like with spider legs like a fucking creepy weirdo.
Oh wow.
Like kind of a Hello Neighbor kind of vibe to it, because you guys are small, you're ducks, you're not like regular size, but there's also like jump scares and there's spooky ghosts and stuff, and it looks appropriately stupid, which I kind of enjoy.
It's stupid and creepy at the same time. Like there's enough creepiness, and they still do duck-like things, because there's a point where you can like kind of flap your wings to get away.
They do a little bit of like gliding.
They're also adorable shit-looking ducks.
They really offset the horror of having the cute little silly ducks with little hats on running around stealing shit.
It's really fun.
So it's an interesting I don't know. I'm starting to wonder like how, because last week that Gamble with Friends or whatever it was called, there was a gambling friend slot game where 4 of you go to a casino.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the one that you had to make a specific amount of money.
Yeah, every day, and that one sold like 1 million copies in the first week, and like the Pratfall sold really well. Like they're still selling very well.
Well, that's the thing, is that it's hard to make a concept like this and not fuck it up.
Yeah,
because the reason they work is because it's literally it's with the friends you have is what makes the game work.
Right.
It's the reason why I keep saying Resident Evil 6 is not a bad game if you're playing with somebody else and you're just shitting on the game the entire time.
Me and my buddy, we played Alien Isolation online co-op and just fucking ragged on that motherfucker the entire way through. It was one of my favorite gaming experiences ever.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
It was a bad game, but it was a fun experience.
The way that happened was hilarious. We went to a GameStop looking at games. I'm like, hey, by the way, we're just selling all our Alien Colonial Marines for $1.
Yep.
And we're like, done.
Right.
And then we played it co-op online.
Yep. Let's see.
It
Next
was
up,
terrible.
we've got Rock Paper Severed, which appears to be the buckshot roulette of rock paper scissors, where you're in a creepy room with a weird table. This is just kind of a cinematic trailer. They don't actually show anything happening, but apparently it's going to be either online or by yourself, that you're playing this kind of rock paper scissors with this creepy weird slender man with six-fingered hands.
This is another game type that I'm expecting the bubble to burst on eventually.
Yeah,
because eventually having an innocent thing being a roulette type thing becomes kind of dumb. But I think as long as they can still make it silly the whole way through, that it should probably be fine eventually.
I still want to see that one. What was the one that we looked at that was like a Mario Party?
Oh yeah,
the guy that made like
what the fuck was it called?
Roulette, I think.
Yeah, he's the one who made it and everything. Yeah, we saw that recently, like the last time I was on, I think.
Yeah,
and that looked hilarious.
That was great. Let's see. Shifting gears to an entirely different type of horror. We got the official release date for Hell Let Loose Vietnam. Hell Let Loose, of course, being the online war game where you play in servers with like up to 100 people.
Yeah. This is a Vietnam is an area that you don't see as often in war games, and I think it's because it was at the time it was a much closer bad thing, I guess, if that makes sense.
I feel
like enough times passed that people are more cool about it, if that makes sense.
You're dealing with a lot more jungle. Like,
yes.
in World War II, you've got like outdoor environments, but you also got a lot of cities.
There's also a lot more nuance to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, it's coming June 18th, and to be honest, I tried playing Battlefield Vietnam, and I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't even want to play single player games in a Vietnam setting. Like it's both grim and hard. Like,
well, yeah, because most Vietnam things, like you said, they're all in jungles, and again, there's so much nuance to Vietnam compared to most other wars. Because even when you look at Operation Desert Storm, there's still not as much nuance to that one. Where you look at Vietnam, it's just like, my God, everyone was listening to Fortunate Son, apparently.
Yeah. Anyway, but it's going to be out. So if you guys are in for that,
I can think of only one like big Vietnam one, and I think that was it was one Call of Duty game, and I can't remember which one it was.
First Black Ops.
Was it Black Ops? I thought it was World something.
World at War.
World at War, I think, was the one that did that.
I don't
one.
remember.
Actually, no, that was the Japanese side of the fight.
Oh, Pacific Theater?
The Pacific Theater, and that one was also pretty rare to do as well for some reason. But no, Vietnam is super rare to see in these games.
Darksiders War Mastered Edition?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, is this out yet?
It is out. It came out last week. It's funny because it turns out that I think that Darksiders War Mastered Edition has been out on the PC for a while. I think this one has more enhancements than that one did, because I looked it up and it was like John and I played that shit back in the day on RageSelect, and it was called Darksiders War Mastered Edition. But I think that this version, the PS5 version, is like the Darksiders 2 version, where it has some kind of like rudimentary ray tracing and some upsampling.
Because it does look really nice.
Yeah. And Darksiders is a hell of a fucking game. Like, even if it's not that remastered, just having a reason to go play Darksiders again, it's such a fucking good game. It's such a good dog. Like, it's so much fun, and it flows really well, and War's a great character.
It also wasn't one of those games that has the issue where if you replay it, there's like a control scheme issue.
Right.
Like, it's a game that you can pick up even now and still be like, this plays exactly the way a lot of other games play even now.
And it's so good because it keeps like evolving throughout. It never stays still. You keep getting new equipment and stuff. At the end of that game, they give you a fucking portal gun, man. Like, it's weird.
It's a rad fucking game.
Yeah. So if you never played Darksiders before, that War Master Edition is out now. Also, a blast from the past, Michael. Blades of Fire version 2.0 launched.
I haven't thought about this game in a while.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun with this one.
So I found out what this was. This is the Mercury Steam game where you play as a blacksmith that's making your own swords, and then you use them to do Souls-based kind of combat. So they have a new 2.0 edition that has, I think, like a new game plus. It's got a hardcore mode. It's got a photo mode. It's got some new outfits. It's got a few new weapon types, as well as I think there's something that the little kid can do for you now, some magic or something they can do. But The reason for a 2.0 is because this was an Epic Game Store exclusive, and this is the launch on Steam.
Oh, and so they just added a bunch of stuff.
So they added this stuff for the 2.0 release on Steam, as well as a free update for everybody on consoles.
I like Mercury Steam quite a bit, and this game actually was not a bad idea. And it wasn't a bad game either. It was just we never really got that far into it.
I played through the first act. I got all the way to the boss in the first act, and I was like, it's good. It's just not hooking me hard enough.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the major problem with it was that like all my weapons just kept wearing out too fucking fast, and I was like, fuck, dude, fuck, man. Like, I go through 3 enemies and my sword's about to break. What is this, a knife from The Last of Us? Fuck off, you guys.
I wonder if they patched some of that stuff into it.
I don't know, possibly.
But
We'll see.
Mercury Steam, as much as I hated the last Castlevania game they did, I like them fine as a company.
Yeah.
Because didn't they make not this latest Metroid, but the one before that one?
Yes, the Dread.
Yeah, because the Dread and the remake
the
of 2.
remake,
Yeah.
for the 3DS. Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't like the 2 remake all that much, but I love Dread.
Dread was very good from what I hear. I still haven't played it to this day.
It's really good.
I have the amiibo for it for some reason.
I think you should wait because I don't think they've done like a patch for it. And it's like, why the fuck not? That's one of the best games on the Switch. Why don't you have a performance update for this?
You can't even buy it physically, I think, anymore. I think they didn't make a lot of them.
Boo. Last Caretaker got a new update. It's one about the robot that is taking care of all the people that are asleep. There's a new Whirlybird gyrocopter, as well as some new ship stuff, some new skins for some of the little robots.
Reminds me of the Ecto 2. Sorry, that's a very specific thing. Yeah.
No, I can see that. This game looks pretty cool. Like, I keep forgetting that this game actually has like combat.
Yeah,
that there's like insane robots and monsters that come at you, and you've got to like build machine guns to go out and kill them. There's also a bunch of new weather stuff in the game. I think this game is going to be something special when it finally goes into 1.0.
I think so too. It's got such a fun little design for everything, and the fact that there is more to do than just being like take care of your chores type of thing.
Right.
I think that's what's really going to sell it.
Yeah.
As a good thing.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see when that happens. Speaking of weird updates, Moss. Remember Moss?
Yeah.
The VR game with the little mouse is being converted to a version. Moss Chapter 1, Chapter 2 are being converted to Moss the Forgotten Relic, which is a non-VR version of the Chapter 1, Chapter 2.
They need to do more of that for VR games because there's so many VR games that are like a cool concept.
Yep.
That would be great if you just got rid of the fact that I have to wear something on my face at all times.
Yeah. This one was interesting because you the player were like looking down on the mouse, and you would have to do stuff to interact with them. So that it looks like they still have that as an option in the game, as well as the kind of fixed camera perspective, but that you're able to just play the game now, which is great because all from everything I've heard, great fucking game.
Yeah,
great game. So, and I don't know if that has like a full on release date, but yeah, nothing yet. Wish list now. That's all we got. Also, man, they made that mouse so fucking cute. The little mouse is so cute.
It's based on a book or something, or am I going crazy?
I don't know.
I feel like it is. I don't know why.
There is a demo out for The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales.
Yeah, this thing.
Michael, I know what this game is.
Yeah.
I played this demo, and I know what this game is. I figured it out. This is the fucking Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
That's what this game is.
You told me about this one.
Yeah. No, but like literally, like the guy's outfit is red, which is the converse color of green.
Yeah.
The guy's hair is blue, which is the converse color, which is the opposing color for yellow. It plays like a top-down Zelda game in the HD 2D engine.
It's got that Link to the Past old school Zelda look.
You're traveling between different time periods. You're doing action. There's upgrades. I fucking was playing it. It's like the first thing you get is a boomerang. Like you get a bow. Like I'm just like, oh shit. Oh, this is just what if Square Enix made The Legend of Zelda.
I'm down for that, to be honest.
And I'm now 100% more excited than I was because before I was like, what the fuck is this? It seems really cool. There's a demo, prequel, like it's actually like the prologue.
Oh, interesting.
For it out right now. It's great. It's great. It's great. Everybody should go play The Adventures of Elliot.
I love the fact that it's called The Adventures of Elliot, by the way.
Instead of The Legend of Zelda? Yeah. I was like, oh, it all clicked together for me where I was like, oh, speaking of the serial numbers being filed off, that's what this is.
That makes me happy.
It's fucking A Link to the Past with the serial numbers filed off.
That's the best possible thing they could have done.
And it seems really good. Like, I really like what I'm playing of it because they've got like these 4 different time periods that you're going to be going between. And yeah,
there's even a princess.
And there's a princess. It's the whole thing. In the beginning, in the demo, it's like the princess is just in your ear chatting the entire time, and it's like, oh fuck, this is a fucking. She's like, I never get to leave the castle ever. Now I get to go on an adventure with you, Elliot. And he's like, oh, I'm an orphan, and I decided to become an adventurer, and I started with a bow, and now I use a sword. And I'm like, oh god damn it, fuck you guys. Like, I know you can't just come out and be like, this is Zelda, but if you had, I would have been excited a lot sooner.
He even has a fairy.
Yeah. He's got a little fairy that goes along with him. Yep. Like when you look at it. When you know that, you look at him and you're like, oh.
Yeah. The funniest thing is they did the thing that makes me laugh the hardest is they gave him a fedora with a feather in it.
With a feather in it,
and
yeah.
they're like, that's different.
It's a different hat. It's a red fedora, not a green cap.
He's different.
He's different. He's got a wheelchair and a mohawk. So yeah, everybody should go download this. It's out right now.
Yes, you should. That sounds awesome.
Let's see. I'm gonna pull a few of these things out. Beep, 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 beep. And yeah, all right, that'll work. I never heard of this game before called Kusan City of Wolves. This is Furry Hotline Miami.
Yeah. That's literally the only way to explain it.
It's just a top-down action game a la Hotline Miami, but the main character is like a puma dude, and it's got like cybernetic stuff. Everybody's an animal person. It looks rad as shit.
Yeah.
Like, looks fucking badass.
Again, this is a premise that's difficult to fuck up no matter what you decide to make it as.
Yeah, Bryce and I played that one with the Hitman guy.
Oh yeah.
And it turns out that one's like a magic game because he's got like a Moon Knight Anubis inside of him that gives him powers.
Oh, that's fun.
But yeah, this game looks great. It's driving sections, like everything about this trailer. I got it, and I was looking at trailers, and I was like, I cut the trailer before this, and then I was looking at this, and I was like, well, surely this is gonna. And then I watched, I was like, oh fuck, there's a mech. What the fuck? This is rad.
This looks really cool.
So, July 30th. There's also a demo for that out. So
nice.
Go check that out. We got a release date for Don't Touch the Snail.
I keep seeing people talking about this online.
I don't know how this is going to work. Because
I don't either.
It's apparently a game where you let the snail out, and the snail goes on your desktop, and it goes slowly towards your cursor. And if it ever touches your cursor, you lose the game, and apparently you're unable to play the game anymore ever. And I'm like, how are you enforcing that?
That one's a tricky one because, how do you... I'm guessing it involves something that's within the files that most people wouldn't know how to find.
Yeah.
So I feel like somebody's going to find that, but
yeah.
like... I'm interested to see what's going on with that.
I mean, all you would really need is like file monitor and like a tracking thing to be like, what are you writing to right now?
What is it that you're doing that causes you to be like, fuck you?
So I'll be interested to see how this goes because the first question that I have, Michael, is like, well, does that mean I have to shut down my computer when I go to bed? Because if that's the case, no sale.
That is going to be an interesting thing to do.
Also, I have 2 monitors. Can the snail go to the second monitor? Or
yeah, that's true, actually, because you have like...
extend a desktop.
What if there's a guy with like 4 monitors and that's how he keeps getting away from it?
Yep. We also got a release date, speaking of kind of throwbacky stuff, for Free Fall 95. I don't know if you're familiar with this one.
I am not.
You were a guy, this is Lemon Demon the game, where you fall out of an airplane, and then you're doing kind of like a parkour falling combo thing where you're falling and you're comboing off different things, falling through the air.
Also, Lemon Demon. That's not something I've heard in a while.
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought of when I saw this. And there's a bunch of different levels. There's like some stuff where you're going down like a missile bunker in different places.
That's really fun.
Yeah, June 1st is when it's coming out. Let's see. We also got the release date trailer for One Move Away, which is basically Tetris with packing stuff in a car. I think this is another one of those like satisfying games where they give you a giant area and then you're supposed to kind of put as much as you can into the back of like a car.
Yeah, because they're just moving probably from something, but you always have like a set amount of things that you can take. And it looks like you can throw away stuff that you feel like you don't need.
Yep. And it's also, I think, a story thing where you're going through like 3 or 4 different time periods.
That makes sense, especially because you're starting with a van and then, a truck or a car or whatever. So
yep.
It's probably less stuff as time, or more stuff as time goes on.
And then last but not least,
machines.
Paralives is coming out. This is the new Sims game that is being made by, it's going into early access. This is not the Inzoi and not the Sims. This is the other one. Apparently people are really excited for this one. It's got a lot more options when it comes to like layers and colors and adjustments, and there's no grid, so you can move stuff around wherever it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I've read some reviews that say that the early access version is that all of the building and customizing stuff is pretty good, but that the life stuff is a little lacking at the moment. Like you have to really kind of pay attention to them.
That's a shame.
But that it is in early access. It looks really nice, though.
No, it does. And that was the thing, is there's not a lot of sim competitors that aren't for some reason Nintendo related right now. So I would rather have like more sim competitors, because that is the problem in gaming right now in general.
Yeah,
is there are whole companies that they make one thing, and then for some reason people just decide, well, that's theirs now.
Right.
From now on, I'm never even gonna try.
It also looks like it's like it's got a style that doesn't have so much detail that it's gonna crash your computer to try to run it.
Yeah.
And then additionally, it's going to have full workshop support.
Oh, okay.
During early access. So if you make your own thing, you can put it on the workshop and put it in the game. So yeah, it looks like it's pretty good. I don't know why their demo was about like the 2 roommates, and one is like messy and stupid, and the other one is like smart and put together and shit.
I think it's just to show the differences of like how extreme you can do with characters.
So yeah, May 25th is when that's going into early access.
That's fun.
All right, voice. We got about 5 more minutes. Microsoft's confirmed the end of May 2026 Game Pass. Dead Static Drive, Pigeon Simulator. Remember Pigeon Simulator?
Yeah.
Remnant 2, Winter Burrow, Escape Simulator, Echo Generation 2, Outer World Spacer's Choice Edition, Crash Out Crew. I actually realized Crash Out Crew is going to be interesting because Peak is not on consoles.
Yeah.
And Crash Out Crew is the Aggro Crab Peak game where you play as little forklift guys.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how that works. Kabuto Park, Final Fantasy VI, and Jurassic World Evolution 3 at the beginning of June.
Don't want to talk about Peppa Pig, Jeff?
I skipped over my friend Peppa Pig.
Sorry,
as
I just
well
wanted
as
to make that joke.
Luna Abyss.
I always love pointing out like the child ones because I just think it's hilarious every time I see that on there.
Actually, I skipped over Luna Abyss, but that's one that I'm probably going to play because it looks really weird.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. And
space
I forgot
horror
about it. Yeah.
Milo, were you aware the new Nintendo game came out last week?
I did not.
Called Pictonico.
The fuck does that mean? What'd you call me?
It's a game where you basically take pictures of your friends and it turns them into WarioWare mini games.
It's one of these.
A really creepy WarioWare mini game.
There was stuff like this for the DSi.
Yeah.
At the time, there was a way to make a fighting game by taking pictures of your friends and putting their faces on characters.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm amazed they haven't been doing stuff like this more often.
Yep. It's just weird because I haven't heard jack shit. May 28th. It hasn't been on a single like Nintendo Direct or anything.
I had no idea.
It's going to be out on May 28th. I mean, it's also a slight game, but
still, but like you think they would mention it at any point.
Yeah.
They mention every fucking farming game.
It's true. Iron Lung is going to be coming to VOD, and it is going to be coming next week to YouTube specifically.
That makes sense.
Because Markiplier, May 31st, because Markiplier owes YouTube a lot for his career. So
that, and one of the things I've heard is that so many ways of putting on different things involves giving leeway to other people for money issues, and he makes more money if he just does this himself on YouTube.
Okay,
that's apparently one of the things he's mentioned as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is going to be it's on YouTube with ads or if you're going to have to buy it.
I wouldn't be surprised if you have to buy it unless it's one. Because especially if it's a new release type of thing, but it all depends on what Markiplier himself wants to do with it.
Yeah.
So I guess we won't find out until it's on there.
We'll see next week. Michael, do you remember that Quantic Dream MOBA
Vaguely.
It was called Spellcaster Chronicles. It was the most generic fucking thing
Didn't
that
we
we've
play
heard.
it or something? Or
No,
something?
that was in early access. I think we looked at a trailer for it.
I don't remember if we even tried.
No, I know for a fact that we didn't. But it was it looked just a lot like
Oh, I remember
all
this
the
now.
different MOBAs that are out there.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we're branching out. We're doing our own thing. We're doing a thing. Yeah, that's shutting down. That's shutting down.
No, I remember this now.
Nobody fucking played it. Nobody fucking played it.
I always laugh when this happens, where
Nobody
somebody
played
makes
it.
something and they're like, "Isn't this awesome?" And then nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
These poor bastards.
But then they also came out to say that like this is not going to impact their Star Wars game that they're making.
I also forgot they were making a Star Wars game.
Yep. I mean, how often do you think of Quantic Dream ever? Unless I specifically tell you about a thing that they're doing.
I don't.
Yep.
I really don't think
Yep.
about them.
Yep. You remember that game Into the Unwell? The rubber hose animation about a cat that has like mental problems.
No.
Let's see if I can jog your memory with a little gameplay.
Oh no, and I remember this.
Yeah.
I didn't even. I forgot it. Even did that ever come out?
It's been delayed.
Okay.
It's supposed to come out.
I remember the trailer for it. That's the only thing I remember.
It's supposed to come out this year, and it's been delayed. They put out a cute little trailer where they said that the game was looking good. They were about to launch it into early access during some kind of Swedish holiday, and then the guy tripped and he broke the early access disc, and because he was too drunk, and they called the publisher, and the publisher was like, "No problem. Here's more money. Just put it out in 1.0 instead of early access." So they're putting it out next year, but it's not going into early access. It's going into 1.0.
Because it's like a roguelike or something, right?
I think so.
Is what I remember hearing about it.
Third-person action roguelike thing.
I love this dog in a suit.
Yeah.
That is the publisher.
And it's Coffee Stain is publishing it, so his little name tag says John Stain.
I always love the gag where the guy's name is John whatever the
Yep,
thing is.
yep.
John Street Fighter, John
Yep.
Helldiver.
Yep.
That sort of thing.
So yeah, I mean, a delay is. I'm really excited for this, but put it out the best way possible. Don't let people forget about it. Yeah. Let's see. Outward 2, the survival game that's coming out,
Oh yeah.
put out a trailer where they were talking about how the game will run on potato settings.
Oh. Mr. Potato.
There's a little Mr. Potato. And what's funny is they put this out. They showed the game running on max settings, and it looks really nice and everything. And then they actually did something you don't normally see, which is they basically showed if you set the game to potato.
Oh, it has a potato
It
mode.
literally has potato mode. It doesn't look half bad for
No, it doesn't.
potato. Like they did optimization to make sure that it would work on really low spec machines.
I'm happy for them because there's so many games where that's like when somebody's like, "It's running on a potato," and then it looks like the worst fucking thing you've ever seen.
Yeah.
But this is actually not terrible looking.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. So
Like at worst, it makes it look like an early access game.
yeah, or like a early PS3 era
Yeah.
title type of thing where the shaders aren't that great. But
Yeah, like the
gameplay's still
person
there.
hasn't figured out how the console works yet, sort of thing.
Yeah. And then let's wrap it up. We got a few fun things. First off, this is an interesting thing. Cairn, the game makers with that game Cairn, have teamed up with this merch company called Mighty Merch to basically have, like, when you beat Cairn, you get a little map of how your character went up the mountain.
Oh.
And you could take that, export it, send it to them, and they will print you a shirt with that specific line on it that shows your
Oh.
track up the mountain.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, which is and they've got a bunch of different designs and everything. And it's like it's a pretty fun looking shirt, right?
Like that's actually not a bad. So if somebody was wearing that shirt, I wouldn't be weirded out by it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it looks like a normal shirt design.
Let's see. This is interesting, Michael. Metal Gear Solid 3 has been broken for years and is now being fixed by a mod.
Really?
So when Blue Point did the original HD remasters of Metal Gear Solid 3, the cutscenes were off center. They were lifted a little bit and chopped at the top for some
Interesting.
reason.
Yeah.
And like all the data was still there in the files. And then when they made the new HD remasters that they put out for the current consoles, same fucking thing. Like they use the same code. So MGS HD Fix is basically finally readjusting the cutscenes to where they're supposed to fucking be so that you're not losing about an inch off the top.
That's actually really fucking interesting.
Yeah. And that's like 2011 was when the HDs came out.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I actually still have my PS2 copies, or at least the PS2 re-releases they made. They made this big three pack that had 1, 2, and 3 in it.
Yeah.
So actually, I could technically do that original one, but this is something that you should do because that's fucking wild to me.
Yeah. Apparently, the same thing happened at MGS2. They asked this modern. He's like, I don't know. I might get around to it at some point.
It's because 2 is not as beloved.
Yeah.
As much as I love 2, it's not as beloved as 3.
Let's see. I've also got the most distracting PC of all time, Michael.
What the absolute fuck am I looking at?
Somebody took a PC and they put a bunch of screens on the inside of their case. They've got 15,000 GIFs that are running on it. I think they said it takes like 53 hours to watch them all.
Oh my god!
They painstakingly downloaded and resized and re-exported all of these GIFs and just made them running inside of this case. It is a fucking nightmare to look at.
Yeah, it's rotating with GIFs, so it's not just one GIF every section.
Yeah.
So there's like multiples that are playing at a time.
Yeah. Y'all can look it up on Reddit. It's a 15,000 plus GIF PC.
What the fuck, man?
On RPC Master Race.
So that must be hard to keep cool.
Fucking creepy, crazy, weird. At first they started they were going to do it with like these fans that have an LCD in the middle of it, and they were like, nah, going whole hog, just full on little LCD panels all over the entire thing.
This is one of the reasons I'm glad the internet exists, because this person would have just kept this to themselves originally.
Yep.
And maybe showed a friend or two, and they would have been confused.
Apparently they've got 2 Raspberry Pis that are actually running the GIFs.
That makes sense though, because you don't want it taking away from the power from the PC itself.
Yep. And then finally, this was interesting. I thought you would like this, Michael. There's an N64 emulator called RMG, and somebody forked RMG to be RMGK, which they added in rollback network code for N64 games.
Oh.
And it's not just for Smash, it's for all of them.
How the fuck did they do that?
Apparently it was very difficult, but they managed to do it, and it's currently in a beta build. But yes, that rollback netcode now works for basically doing like simulated co-op, but then simulated couch multiplayer, but like for any game that has that option.
That's incredible.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
This is the thing. This is another reason I'm glad the internet exists, because with this and fighting games, people found ways of just. They're like, I'll make my own fucking fighting game server or whatever with my own netcode that's even better than the official release. And no one ever stops them. And I'm happy about that.
Yep. And that's it. My voice is now getting ready to be all the way out. It's also raining really hard. Sorry, Michael.
Yeah, happens. I left my jacket in the car.
Where can the people find you when you're not over here talking about the news with me?
You can find me on oneofus.net. We do a lot of movie and television reviews. You can also find me on YouTube under Super Maniacs. It's a Superman podcast they do sometimes.
Okay. And if you want to help support my voice, you can go to patreon.com/RageSelect. Kick us some bucks, get some bonus videos in return. $5 a month is all it takes.
You're going to get one of them cybernetic voices with your money.
Don't make me use an AI, for God's sake. You know what? I'm just going to train an AI on this shitty voice and then make it sound like I'm sick all the time. Also, you should go to Patreon. So this week you can watch me on Resident Evil Requiem have a great time doing a great fight. It was super fun, and I got to do the good thing. I got the treat this week.
It was awesome.
It was great. And that's it. We'll see you later next week. I don't know. I'm going to go lay down now. Bye.